Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Weekend Green King. I'm Brian, host of the show.
Here we go. Come on now. Get ready. Everybody settled in. Super exciting. I had a hard time today. I had a hard time today coming up with a title for the show. It was a hard thing to do. It was difficult. It was challenging. What do I call it? We had Gloat Fest this morning with the wonderful Tara Dublin, and we had Bob Seska kicking ass and taking names in that order. I think, pretty sure. I mean, I didn't check his to-do list, but it seemed like they were in that order. And it's kids, I hate to say I told you so. No, I don't. I love it. I told you so. I fucking told you. I told you so. Will you eventually just trust me on some stuff? Look, I'm not going to get everything right. That's ridiculous. But damn it, I'm like in this particular. So I have my thumb on the carotid of the craziness that actually two fingers on the carotid. If you put your thumb on, you'll get a false positive with your own pulse. That's a mistake. You'll learn that in CPR class. You want to do these two right here. And don't push too hard because you'll actually collapse the carotid if they have very low pulse and you won't be able to feel anything. And then you'll give somebody CPR that doesn't need it. Long story. Anyways, hi. So, there might be times when things are so, I don't know, back to normal that I don't know what's going to happen. But I guess I thrive on crazy. I guess if anybody can spot crazy from a long way off and tell you which way it's going to duck, it's me. That's what I do. And so forgive me if I extend last week's Gloat Fest, because we only had 2 days, technically 3 days of it, 2.5 maybe. And once we hit Saturday, I mean, it's like full gloat session. It's hard to even know where to start. It's so hard to even know where to start. But I'm going to start with, where is it? This one? Yes, motherfucker, yes. So we all got to watch, hold on, I'm looking up a clip and I'm so, let me slide this down here. What is this happening? Here we go, slide this. Why is this picture off like this? Because I was showing you something else, that's why. Here you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, Stu, spelled S-T-E-W, and let me see if it's on this page, will you back up? Yeah, okay. And I don't know what's worse, Stu's face or Glenn's ass, but these seem to be the two shots we're coming from. Now, a lot of the right wing has been, well, at least we're going to keep the House. At least we're going to take the House. It might be by a smidge, but we're going to do it. I don't think so. I think Democrats 219. And if they do manage to squeak it out within a couple of months, they're going to lose a Republican and whoop, back over to us. We're going to end up with 218 to their 217. It's going to be fucking crazy and great and da-da-da-da. Did we just hit 43K that quickly? Right on. Come on now. Really? I know we were at 42.9. I get so used to hovering. So, Stu does America occasionally. And what is taking so long? I don't know. And then of course he sits in, as the Glenn stooge or whatever in this particular thing. Doesn't matter. Yeah, look at that. 43K, right on. All right. I think people are finally recognizing that I've been right. I'm you know what? I'm a 43K channel with a million sub record as far as being right about shit. Seriously, line my show up. I'm dead serious. Line my show up. Note for note, word for word, call for call, joke for joke even, against any of these motherfuckers with 1 million subscribers. Anything. Can any of them even come remotely close? No. No. Okay. I get at least a week and a half of like kaboom after the week we had. Seriously. After carrying, like, oh, God. After dragging everybody, like, are you sure? Yes, I'm fucking sure. Even during the election, when I stayed up all night with you guys, you saw me. I was awake all night. Did you ever see me flag once? Did you ever hear me? Oh, this is getting close. Yeah, ever? Ever. At any moment during that? No, because I fucking knew it. And the reason I knew it wasn't because, I mean, I am kind of a genius, but I could put the things together that I was seeing and what people were missing and what they were saying. And I'm like, there's a mismatch here. These people are way fucking off and they're selling something that doesn't exist. Honestly. So the same thing was true this time around with this whole red wave horse shit. And Bob and I talked about it this morning and it was a great conversation, but I'm telling you, if you can get past your own kind of emotional gut reaction to, oh, fuck, that puts them ahead. Oh, that like almost the sports kind of feeling that you have about things, you really do get a much cleaner view of what's happening in reality because social media is really good at tagging your emotions and getting you more involved, right? Getting you to like commit more. But you're not always committing, I would say a good portion of the time you're not committing to the actual true outcome that's happening. You're committed to worry. And as we've said many here, one of my favorite Sparksisms is worry is weaponized imagination. Someone has taken the powers of your imagination, which are nearly limitless, and turned them against you. Or you do it yourself. Or they do it first and then you pick up the ball and run with it. And you're running into the wrong end zone. So, one of the things is, will Democrats keep the House? I think so. I really do. I think we're going to hit 219. 219. Take back the flag. Abso-fucking-lutely. We're the ones who actually love it. Same thing with the word freedom. We're all for freedom. You can do whatever the fuck you want to some degree as long as it doesn't affect another person. We're the ones for choice. We're the ones for people to be able to marry who they love. That sounds like freedom to me. I mean, religious orthodoxy of any sort is incompatible with democracy in every form. So yeah, weaponized fear is unhealthy. I agree, Alyosha. And anybody who like baits you into it is trying to fuck with you. All right, I love you guys. Let's proceed. So, apparently, what I've been saying and what Boozy's been saying about the House is starting to squeak through into the right wing as well because they thought everything was going to go their way, and now all of a sudden, they ain't so sure. This is called the disturbing way Republicans could still lose the House. Shall we? Oh, let's. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
So, Glenn. So, Stu.
Oh, dear.
Nothing ever good starts with, so, Glenn.
Yeah. Well, that is true. I was about to say, I've started conversation where I like, so, Summer, have you looked in the driveway? Have you seen the garage? Have you looked at the new closet? Like, so, have you had a chance to check out how clean the kitchen is? That kind of stuff. I've used that quite positively.
Yeah. Can I walk you through the house?
This doesn't sound good.
Do you mean my house, the unfinished house? It'll be finished in 6 weeks,
6 weeks now? Oh, gosh, that's terrible. I thought it was only 2.
2 weeks.
Okay,
but
good.
I know.
Your house is never going to be finished.
Never going to be
That's
finished.
never
Anyway.
By the way, Glenn is one of these assholes who thinks the world is collapsing because he ordered a special kind of fucking tile and it's on back order because the world is falling apart. Meanwhile, we're all going to end in a nuclear explosion, but that will never stop him from, like, cussing out the tile guy. Do you know how inserious you have to be as a fucking human being to get snippy with your interior decorator when you actually think the world's going to end? Right, exactly. He's lying.
Hey, go ahead.
Okay.
Not that house.
Now, Glenn.
Yes.
We have a situation where, let me give you the good news.
Okay.
For example, prediction markets. Say the House should go Republican, 95% chance.
95% chance.
So that's pretty good.
Look, it's fucking yawning again. Shit. Already? You're already bored. Jesus Christ. Watch that. Watch him lean back in his chair. The fuck is going on? Is there not enough oxygen?
Should go Republican, 95% chance.
95% chance.
So that's pretty good.
95% chance. Oh, you got me, Stu. Fuck you, you got me.
That's really good.
Really good.
Although I do remember those prediction markets being very, very confident in things like Kerry Lake.
They were pretty confident. Now they are not.
Oh, yeah. You know what they're also confident about? That Joe Biden has an under 50% approval rating. And I would like to say to all the mainstream media folks and all the people out there who are now coming around to the idea that, wow, the polls are really off. There was no red wave, but they're still reading the same fucking polls telling me how popular Joe Biden is. Fuck you. Other than that, I have no opinion.
Not confident in Kerry Lake.
Now they're not.
No.
It's changed now.
In fact, now there's a 94% chance that Kerry Lake will lose, according to the prediction markets.
Huh.
Now,
Wonder what happened there.
that's different.
She's a terrible candidate, and you guys were smelling your own farts and thinking that she was an actual shoo-in because she was so MAGA-y and she was pretty, and so you're like, gosh, people will fall for this. Pretty lady says MAGA, and you're like, that's what you end up with.
Then it was she probably had a 60 or 70% chance mid to late last week.
I trust the prediction markets.
Right. They could change, right?
Okay, what happened to... Okay. Has Glenn been wrestling with Judge Janine? Have they been arm wrestling? Or is that just an old masturbation wound that keeps kicking in? What happened to your hand, Glenn? I was cleaning my nose and it went off.
But that's what they think. They're confident.
Yeah.
Almost everybody will tell you, and you've heard this nonstop, even in the mainstream media, the Republicans will likely win the House.
Yeah.
But can I
Likely.
be a little pessimistic here and walk you through what we have?
Is it pessimism or is it reality?
I think it's reality. But it.
But neither one of them knows what reality is. So both of them, if they were ever confronted with reality, it would be like the apes at the beginning of 2001: A Space Odyssey seeing the monolith for the first time. Hold on. I have to do that properly. Give me 1 second. This is my impersonation of Glenn Beck and Stu seeing reality for the first time. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Back to our regularly scheduled program.
It's not all bad news, but just how confident do you feel in this scenario that I'm about to walk you through?
All right, these fuckers are just turning this into a game show. Look at them being cute about this. This motherfucker was like, I abandoned my son to watch this failure. And a couple days later, he's like, I don't know. Is that my final answer?
Okay, I'm guessing 0.
Okay.
But let me hear it first.
I went through all the outstanding races. Okay. Looked at
Okay.
them. And I have, I don't know, what I tend to find is a somewhat disturbing situation. Okay. So I ranked all of the races.
Yes. And anywhere, I did too. And anywhere a Republican is running unopposed is fucking rank.
In the best chance for Republicans to win.
Yeah.
Okay. So 212 are pretty much in the bag. 212.
212.
Got to get to 218, though.
Wow, 218.
So you
That's a
only
long
need
way
six.
from.
That's easy.
Oh,
there's a lot of
is it?
races. So there's a couple dozen
Sure.
races still
Yeah.
out there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, gosh.
We really have to be over 220 to even, because there's a lot of weasels in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, I guess that's another thing too, is that even if we win, we don't win because of the rhinos. Oh, it's so lovely. It's everywhere. I don't even have to, in a lot of ways, it's kind of unfair because it's like, I can watch all of these and they're all going to say the same fucking thing. Like, God damn it.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
so-
sure. But 218 is control, and at this point,
I will
take 218
yes,
control.
I
Okay.
will too.
All right. So I've ranked them in the old school grading system from your old high school days. A, B, C, D, F.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow, that's harsh.
Okay, that was a standard I didn't do well in school joke, which everyone can tell from Glenn's reading comprehension. Honestly. Seriously, like we all like speed read and slip past or misunderstand something. He does it fucking all the time.
Now, none of these, I would say, are completely decided, but I came up with 3 A's.
3 A's.
3. So
And that means really high according to the grading scale. These are the best of the best.
yes, not
Well, they're patting the fuck out of this. Get on with it.
sure thing. So let me give you an
Right.
example of a race
Okay, all
that I
right.
put as an A.
Okay.
Lauren Boebert's race in Colorado.
Oh, that's
Now,
an A.
That's an A.
Huh.
Now, as of right now, she leads by 0.4% with 99% of the vote in.
How many votes is she away? Actual, not percentage.
Not
but
percentage. Yeah, that's a good
votes.
question. I can,
Yeah.
if you give me one moment, Glenn, of course,
Okay.
I can pull that up for you, and I'm completely prepared to give you any detail that's additional
Why
to
are
what
you stalling? It
I'm giving you
seems
at
like
any
you're-
time. And that's what's important about this particular coverage. I can always
Right.
tell you in
Exactly.
a moment's
In a
notice,
moment.
and people need to
It's-
understand this.
Wow.
God damn, just filling air. I guess it beats the radio silence he had, the dead air from Wednesday.
It's
I
very,
think we
very
understand.
clear.
We're just looking for the number of votes that.
Number of votes in that race?
Yeah, in that race.
Yeah, I've got it at 1,122. Thank you. Took me a second.
Okay, 1,000 votes away.
Now,
But they're 99% in.
99% in, and you'd think, so basically what we're talking about there the outstanding vote couldn't overturn it, only if there was like a recount or something
Okay,
else.
so all right, I feel good. I
You feel good about that
feel
race,
good
right?
about
That-
By the way, she was a star of the Republican Party. She was a shoo-in. She was one of the people that they were grooming for later, and she ate shit.
That's the type of A race.
Even if she squeaks it through. This is not a... They went with the gun-toting mama.
I'm talking about. We have 3 of those. That gets Republicans to 215.
Wait, we have 3 of those
3 A races.
that are that good.
2 more, dummy.
I think so. There's another race in New York, a 0.4.
In New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
0.4%.
That's not
lead.
Colorado. That's New York. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, now when you say it that way,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound as good, but
Right.
but-
Where's the third one?
third one, uh-oh. That one's in California.
California. That
So you
one
just need
is
to-
not even New York. That's California.
I'd like to remind you that this is these guys talking about their party very possibly losing control of all 3 branches of government again.
Yeah.
All you have to do is depend on the fine people in New York and California. Again, these are
Fuck you.
close races,
Okay.
but I'm going to go ahead and just give us those three,
Give
just
us
for the optimistic
All right.
take here on the house.
And that gets us to
215.
215.
Now,
Seeming even more cavernous in between 215 and 218
right,
than it did just a few minutes ago.
It seemed really easy.
Seemed pretty easy.
with a
Sure.
couple dozen races out there.
Right.
Why?
By the way, enjoy this for a minute because this is not a conversation they thought they were going to be having last Tuesday.
Why can't we get, all we need is 6.
Right.
Right? But now,
Yes.
of the A's, I only have 3.
3.
So now we're at 215.
Okay.
Now you'd say, what
But
number
B
would...
is still passing.
Right.
It's still a good grade.
It's still a good grade. How many races would you like to see in the B column to make yourself comfortable that the Republicans are going to
27.
27. That's a good number.
27, yeah.
That's how I would feel, too, because
Right.
I always feel these are going to go against
Sure.
us.
How many do we have?
2.
2.
2 races that are
races
Bs.
that are Bs.
Just 2.
This is Stu's standard of whatever the fuck this is.
Ooh.
Too.
That would take us to
Oh, get on with it.
217.
Yes, and
Yeah.
you're going to be excited
Oh my God, watching him do math. I smell almonds. Shit.
that here in our Bs, we have another California.
Oh, good.
And you're going to be super confident because it's Arizona is the other one.
Oh, I hope it's Maricopa County.
That's a great question.
A Republican-run county, by the way.
Because that one's done that's done so well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now-
Master of the master of the English language, and an analogy king. I think.
Oh, if we assume we have both of the A's and the B's, that gets us to not 218,
No.
which is what you need,
Yeah.
but 217,
217.
which is one less than what you need.
so we don't have control
Don't
there.
have control
No.
at
Okay.
217.
Now, may I ask, how much worse is a B from an A? Is it like 1,100 votes?
Okay,
Or,
do you want to go?
or it should be 900 votes.
One race in Arizona. It's a 0.2% lead with 94% of the vote in. That's a B. A B, boys and girls. I'm not being unfair with these rankings. That's a B. And the only reason I say it's a B is because it was expected to be a pretty easy, not an easy win, but it's a purplish district, but it was projected to be.
Yeah, this is Stu. For those of you just joining us, this is Stu and Glenn Beck. They're handicapping the last races, seeing if the Republicans can get to 218. Motherfucker.
A Republican-leaning district this time.
This would be amazing at 5x speed. You're not wrong. How about this? Let's see. Settings, playback speed, 125. Let's see.
Now, of course, we've seen that before
In what state?
in Arizona.
In Arizona. Good. Okay.
And then we have a race in California where there is a 6-point lead currently for the Republican. However, only 52% of the vote in. That's going to shrink as we get closer.
That's a B.
That's a B. But that one was leaning Republican anyway. They've got the lead. I'm going to get that a B.
All right.
That gets you to 217. Now you go into the C's. Now,
We just need one of
you
these.
just need one of them. And you'd like how many to be there? Just get one out of them.
I'd like. This is a C.
Is a
This
C.
Is a C.
So again, you're in like toss-up
So
area.
I would like maybe I'm going to shoot low. 5?
Fine, that's a nice guess. Unfortunately, you lose
I lose.
because I only have 3.
You only have
in the
3
C's.
C's.
Now, if
Okay.
you're optimistic and you take those A's and B's and you're like, okay,
Right.
we can
We
get
got
pick
that.
these off. That's 217. You got one of these 3.
We still don't
one of
have
these C's.
the house. This kid's is going well. I think Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy, I think they've done their job. I think they've done their
They
job.
should be rewarded.
By the way, I think this is sarcasm. I'm not completely sure because I'm not familiar with it. Sarcasm is what idiots have instead of a sense of humor.
With
They
more
sh-
leadership
They
positions.
should
Don't
be
you think?
rewarded with new positions.
Now, here we have 2 California races and an Arizona in the C's. Okay?
We have what?
2 California races. And
Please tell me it's like in the farming area of California.
some of them are. There's some,
Okay,
again, I know California we make fun of. There are races that a lot of Republicans do win in California.
Yeah.
Some of them they're even favored in. But like,
But not
like
these.
for example, this one, which
Yeah.
is a toss-up.
It's a toss-up.
Toss-up race, I would say right now, if you look at the projections.
Okay.
Look at Glenn basically too. It's like he's looking at the ceiling. This one is he's in abject bullshitter mode when he looks up at the ceiling. He does this a lot when he doesn't know, and it's obvious to everyone he doesn't know what's going on. So he'll maybe if like Like he's expecting then we watched the second season of Only Murders in the Building, where Steve Martin's character at one point goes, but I've got a plan. Oh, what is it? Nothing. No, actually, I didn't have a plan. I thought by saying it'd be, or do, if they're like, well, you don't have a plan? No, I don't. Or do I? Nope, still no plan. That's exactly it.
Was a Biden +6 district.
Okay.
So one that Biden won.
All right.
But now in this environment, which is not necessarily, I mean, it's only
Hostile.
slightly better for Republicans,
right.
maybe.
Right.
We need the Republican to win. And of course, we still have 30% of the vote to count. So we don't know at this point.
Oh, 30.
Then you get into the D's.
Wait,
there,
that was it.
that was it. There's
That was
3
it.
C's.
Uh-huh.
I think there's one that's in Arizona where the Republican leads by 0.6% with 89% of the vote in, which my A's, I put, if you're over 95% in and you're winning, I put that as an A. This one's at 89% in winning, so a chance, certainly a chance. And it was a likely Republican district going in, so you
All right, get on with it.
think maybe there's a chance that some of the votes will.
Hold on. I'm not convinced they sound better faster. I think this is probably better.
Again, you see me, I'm reaching for some of these, but it's close. 0.6% lead.
But if we won all of the C's,
right? That would give you 220, which again isn't great. In fact, a lot of these mainstream people looking at this are like, oh, well, we project 221 for Republicans plus or minus 4.
that's
a big
plus or minus.
yes.
Yeah.
Because 225 at this point would be like, wow, that's fantastic.
Right.
217 bad. Bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you got 3 D's.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have all the rest of them are F's. They're not going to win.
They're not going to win.
No. Well, again, they're all in California. Mostly, at least, all in California. And they're all districts that lean Democrat, and the Democrat even have the lead in a bunch of them.
May I just ask a quick question?
Yes.
Why is it that it just seems to be in the sketchy states where they can't really count everything?
That might be
know what I
why
mean?
we picture them as sketchy.
Right.
That might be why.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
It might be something that, in theory, if as a lawmaker in one of these states, you'd be incentivized to correct your terrible practices because
Correct.
no one believes you're voting anymore.
Or you might not be incentivized.
Right.
If you're on the
actually
winning
doing it.
side.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, again, you can see why, right? You would say, hey, Republicans are favored in this race. And I would say you probably maybe right. But like 95% confidence? Do you have 95% confidence in that scenario I just mapped out for you? I mean, I think they're
wait. Are Republicans involved?
They are.
No, I don't have any confidence in it then.
You may remember, Glenn, us saying over and over again, Republicans should win this election unless they screw it up.
Which they always
Which
do.
they always
I
do,
believe
don't they?
was the rest of that prediction.
They're
or sentence.
very good at that. You know, you got a couple ranked choice voting.
Now, who would you say? I'm going to give you time.
Yes.
Okay. Who would you say is most responsible for that loss? Now, don't answer right away. I want you to think, is there anyone that might be responsible that maybe we should reassign? And I don't mean reassign their sex. I mean reassign them to, I don't know, basement duty instead of running the show. I just think about it. I'll give you a minute. Who do you think is...
I can't do that anymore. That's fucking ridiculous. It actually, the funny part is that, like, they make more sense drunk. Oh, God. Like, 12 minutes and they fucking said nothing. Now, I know we've tried to go back several times to try and see where they stand on these things, and everybody is pitching a fucking fit. There's some folks we haven't had a chance to visit. We have not. Please do one on Junior like that. It's not a bad idea, actually. Let me make sure this next video isn't, like, it doesn't set everything up. Yeah, everything. Okay, speed is normal on this next one. Back up. Stupid. Hold on. Close this thing. Doop. Okay. So, some folks we haven't even got to see on this. Like, we have missed out on Laura Ingraham, who I pronounce her name that way only because I know it would irritate her. So, apparently, everybody is like an after-the-fact psychic. I'm picturing that your brother, I have a sister, your sister, I was going to say the sister, but I think has a first name that starts with an X, T. I was going to say T. Like, they're all that level of psychic right now. Oh, the Greg Kelly meltdown? Oh, we have a Greg Kelly and Carrie Lake video. Oh, boy. Hold on. But hang out. I want to see how Laura Ingraham... this video is, this was predictable. Like, well, then why didn't you fucking predict it, you stooge? Here we go.
Laura Ingraham, this is the Ingraham angle from Los Angeles tonight.
Oh, dear God. Get out of my town, you creep. Also, nice choice on blouse. I wouldn't have gone with the Trump Epstein, but I'm glad you did. Hold on one second. Hello, I love you. Won't you tell me your name? Don't fucking. What are you assholes thinking? What are you doing? You haven't learned yet? If you're not going to learn, I'm not going to help. Don't wear green on TV, stupid. Don't do it. Are you dumb? She's literally wearing. Let me show you what this looks like without the filter on it, without the green screen chroma key on it. Let me show you something. It is dead on green. That is as green screeny green gets. Look at that shit. Are you nuts? It's not even like I'm working it. One of the other ones, the last week, somebody was wearing like a deeper green or something. But this is like, it's like they literally are draping a green screen. Like, oh my God, I don't have anything to wear. And they're just like, just drape your green screen over yourself. Just cut a hole in it and stick your head fucking through. They're never going to learn. They're never going to fucking learn. They're not going to. That, like, it's on the nose green. Oh, stupid. I mean, how do you not, what am I supposed to do? The fuck am I supposed to do? How am I not supposed to do this? Yeah, that's right. It was Carrie Lake wore green this weekend. Oh my God. How do these people, they've never.
Right now, we're monitoring election results in 2 states, Arizona and Nevada.
Uh-huh.
Now, the Fox News decision desk is projecting that in Nevada, the governorship is flipping from Democrat to Republican. Incumbent Governor Steve Sisolak putting out a statement tonight conceding that he will fall short of winning, and he wished Republican Sheriff Joe Lombardo.
Really? So your decision desk waits until a Democrat concedes? Is that how you work? Is everybody at that fucking network psychic? I'm sorry, this is so stupid.
Much success. And in Arizona, any moment we're expecting a new vote count from Maricopa County. About 80,000 ballots or so, but that always can change. More than 50% of those are early ballots that were then dropped off on Election Day. We're going to bring you the details as they come in this hour. But first.
Oh, please let us watch her figure this out. Please let it happen in this 9-minute clip.
Wrong lessons. That's the focus of tonight's angle.
Thank God. You know what? You think you lost. You didn't. You're a winner. That's right. Dream big. Don't be afraid. You're always, you know what? You're going to come away from this thinking, oh, we're fucked. Our message sucked. Nobody likes us. And you'd be right. But you don't have to learn that. Just because it's true doesn't mean you have to learn it. You know, it's like math class where you're like, I'd rather use letters. Oh, thank God she has a graphic.
Now, it was predictable. The GOP establishment, which has been losing elections since about 2006.
Oh, you mean since Fox went hard for them?
Would declare the Republicans' disappointing midterm showing the death knell for populism.
Hold on one second. I can't allow that to happen. Hi there.
Now, the rationale being that because certain Trump-backed candidates lost in key races.
Yes, the key Trump-backed candidates, the ones he didn't just pick from them going, yeah, this person's a shoo-in. Oh, cool. I'll just do, give me at least 200 shoo-ins so I can pretend to have a good record.
The entire populist movement lost too.
On the Republican side, they have to reject the MAGA agenda.
Democrats ran on an agenda that was going to deliver for the American people. The American people rejected the MAGA extremism.
And they did.
Well, David Brooks, the liberals' favorite liberal, masquerading as something more sophisticated, likened it all to a fever finally breaking. Performative populism has begun to ebb, he wrote, and Trump's nihilistic violence that lay at the heart of it all. Writing in the New York Times.
Yeah, but don't worry, kids. Laura hopes deep within her heart that violent nihilism still lives on, and it's still got a chance. We can all still root for nihilistic populism. Come on, violent nihilistic populism.
Matthew Continetti struck a similar note, arguing that Tuesday's results bear a striking resemblance to the midterm elections of 1998, when setback then led to renewal.
Yeah, that's what they're hoping for. You know what? We had to lose this one so we can win big later. Don't worry, Newt Gingrich will save us.
When the party then went on to embrace Texas Governor George W. Bush, who had won re-election, of course, in 1998 in Texas. Now, word to the wise.
Yeah. So basically, no one watching your show. Hold on one second. I've got to fix this if I may. It's going to bother me because she keeps, moving these shots. She's trying to take me down. She can't do it.
If you're actually trying to help Ron DeSantis in 2024, best not to make a comparison to the president who hasn't been invited to speak at any RNC convention since he left office.
Yeah, but he did get reelected and actually get to do policy, dumb fuck. Trump's been invited to all of them. He was a one-termer. The wrong lesson would be to back the dude who got his ass kicked after he was no longer an unknown entity versus the dude who I do not particularly like. I voted against twice, but got reelected, for fuck's sake. He's your dude.
But the pro-war coalition they're emboldened. You have to.
Pro-war coalition. Liz Cheney's pro-war because she wants to protect Ukraine. That's what it is. Basically, we're looking at Jimmy Dore and drag.
You have to face facts. And they're marching together, led by their fallen star general, Liz Cheney, who's enjoying the moment herself, falsely believing that Tuesday's results mean America is hankering for the good old days of Fallujah and Kandahar.
It was a clear victory for Team Normal. I do think it was the American people generally sending a message. They want to pull us back from the brink. They don't want this nation to go, over the edge. We have to make sure that.
Also, by the way, I don't particularly care for Liz Cheney or whatever. I appreciate her at least finding some spine on some of these issues, but she is not her dad. She didn't commit the crimes her dad committed. I'm not passing crimes on to children in any situation. If she makes the same mistakes or calls for the same invasion bullshit, then she can answer for it just like any other fucking adult. But this idea that because she has the same last name as her dad, which, by the way, Laura Ingraham and everybody at Fox News was carrying water for Cheney during the entire Bush presidency. The fact that they're turning on him is a fucking joke.
The incentives are there to elect the kind of people who are going to make sure that they're part of the solution.
Now, is Cheney actually saying that she, a Republican rejected by her own voters in her own state, who lives in existence wholly derivative of Donald Trump,
who lives in existence wholly derivative of Donald Trump? Yes, he is saying we are separate from Donald Trump. It's like rays thinking they can be separate from the sun.
she's on Team Normal. Now
Oh my God, give me a break. Team Normal? Whatever. I can't explain that sentence, Mark. It makes no fucking sense. Listen to that again. Shall we? Let's just listen to what the fuck she was talking about. Listen to this.
her own voters in her own state.
Hold on, back up.
That she, a Republican rejected by her own voters in her own state, who lives in existence wholly derivative of Donald Trump, that she's on Team Normal.
It lives an existence, I think, totally derivative of Donald Trump. I don't know what the fuck that means, other than, does Laura Ingraham think that the entire, the Republican Party as a movement was born out of Trump's ass? I don't understand. Look, clearly, people like Hagman. Nobody likes Liz Cheney. People like Hagman. Hagman, I am the Hagman. I love the walrus. I love the Trump bots. Goo goo ka-choo, da-boo boo pa-choo, da-boo boo pa-doo-ba-doo. All right.
Now, she's vowed to fight Ron DeSantis, too, as I recall, and endorse Democrat Tim Ryan.
What do you mean, as you recall? Did she or didn't she? Find the fucking clip. She didn't say what, sorry, did the Hegman thing throw everybody? Sorry about that.
Over J.D. Vance in Ohio. So for all intents and purposes, she's a pro-war Democrat.
How? The fuck? Also, what the fuck do you mean pro-war Democrat? Seriously, I don't even know where, they're grasping this. This is the warmonger line that you hear from like Aaron Mate and Tulsi Gabbard and all the fuckers who are on like retainer with the Kremlin. They've just got marching orders. Call everybody on the left a warmonger if they want to support Ukraine. Like, you're a murderer if you back this is a good example. You are pro-murder if you side with a woman who killed her husband in self-defense while she was being beaten or nearly killed. Like, her husband was threatening her with a gun. She wrestled the gun away and shot him. And if you're for her, you're for murder. First-degree murder. That's the argument. That is a rock-solid analogy of what they're talking about.
At war with the 74 million who voted for Trump in 2020 because they were done with the Bush-Cheney alternatives. Now, David Brooks himself admitted that Trump deserves credit for reinventing the GOP and then setting the party on a path to being a multiracial working-class party. Well, you bet he deserves credit.
You bet he does. He deserves credit for losing the House and the Senate and the presidency and then the Senate again and then the House again.
That and for a whole...
Hey, but at least they got the fucking SCOTUS. Oh, wait, that was Mitch McConnell.
A lot more. Now, think about the shape the GOP was in back in
Well, I think I'm in pretty good shape, actually.
2015. People have very short memories.
Do they? Do they now?
Well, first of all, it was a boring party.
Yeah, okay. Like, sure, they held office. Sure, they got shit, that we wanted done. But boring. Hello.
It was stuck in
This is like the Real Housewives of political commentary.
a 2004 time warp with out-of-touch approaches and totally not in sync with the concerns of average Americans.
I believe that the great majority of people coming here illegally have no other option. They want to provide for their family. And
Yeah, that sounds horrifying.
there should be a path to earn legal status.
Yeah, cut out the rest of his argument there. That compassionate conservatism is completely out of step with, they voted for Democrats. Never mind.
That bell couldn't have come soon enough.
You edited it, you fuck.
Okay, other than the Tea Party victories of 2010.
Yeah, which were awesome and so fun. I mean, who can forget, keep your government hands off of my Medicare?
Where was the excitement and growth in the Republican Party?
Yeah, where was it? I mean, you gained office and you actually won the presidency and
Well, and hadn't had much really energy since about 1996 when
Oh, fuck you, Pat Buchanan. That's your idea of excitement? Not the 8 years you actually had the fucking presidency and you were allegedly executing a war on terror?
Pitchfork Pat Buchanan, the intellectual populist.
The intellectual populist. You mean the racist?
Ahead of his time when he won.
Ahead of his time. That's true. That's true. He was anti-Semitic and racist well before it was cool.
In the New Hampshire primary. Before 2016, Republicans were losing the working class voters, those Reagan Democrats. They were falling away.
Yeah, they still didn't get him. He brought out the woodsy racists.
And they were also failing to connect with Hispanics back then. And let's not forget, Republicans, they were helping China get richer and more powerful.
Fuckers. You know what? You've convinced me, Laura Ingraham. I'm never voting for a Republican. Oh, I never have. Never mind.
As more Americans, of course, had their jobs shipped overseas.
Yeah, it's interesting that Biden's bringing them back. Funny.
Obama
I'm sure she'll bring it up.
beat both of their establishment candidates in 2008.
Yeah, but that's because he's eminently qualified, very smart, charismatic, and driven, and gave a shit.
And then 2012. McCain and Romney were annihilated. Florida went Democrat in both cycles. And in the process, Obama chalked up 2 Supreme Court justices. Would have had 3 if it weren't for McConnell.
Uh-huh. She might be onto something.
The establishment GOP had embraced
Yes, I did forget handsome. You're absolutely right. He is a handsome man.
globalism and endless war. They'd overseen the flattening of America's wealth.
And yet, you backed them during the entire time. That's right. During everything she's complaining about, Laura carried buckets full of Republican piss over the finish line. She had a bar across her shoulders and like a world's record number of buckets of Republican piss that she was carrying across the finish line, to dump on Republican voters and tell them it's raining. Shut the fuck up.
And presided over the 2008 economic meltdown.
Had they presided over? You mean they were in charge when it fucking happened?
All the while paying lip service to social conservatives.
What was that? Oh, you mean not bailing out the economy and just letting it die?
Well, Trump came in and he turned that all around.
He turned it all around, baby. That's right. We went back to George H.W. Bush one-termer, like ba-boom.
Fast forward to today.
Do we have to? I'd like to tell you guys here in Florida, I'm going to be president one day, so I'm doing president standing. Also, sorry to interrupt your beauty pageant, but I'll finish in a second.
Now, I'm not going to dwell on Trump's dust-up with other potential 2024 nominees.
No, why not? Why, that seems like it would be exciting news. It seems like it wouldn't be boring. That's one of the least boring things about the Republicans. It's not a gold dress, it's a green dress. I'm kidding. I'm messing around.
But as far as DeSantis is concerned,
yeah, fuck that guy.
keep your eye on the establishment types who start throwing money at him.
Oh, yeah. No, I will. I don't trust those fuckers at all. If they say they like him, I'll take your advice and just say he's a piece of shit. He's garbage. What a terrible... He's probably a pro-war Democrat now that I think about it.
The big government coalition representing Wall Street, big defense contractors, big tech. Oh, yeah, they're already circling.
Are they? Did somebody forget to flush and then they're like, oh, who missed this?
And they're going to try to co-opt DeSantis. And
oh, yeah? And it'll be easy here, like, because he's weak.
Change him. And eventually, they'll try to swallow him whole.
And that's your job, Laura. Wait, what? The what? The fuck? The fuck is wrong with you?
What is this?
Hold on. What? They're circling?
And change him. And circling.
Hold on.
And they're going to big defense contractors, big tech. Oh, yeah, they're already circling. And they're going to try to co-opt DeSantis and change him. And eventually, they'll try to swallow him whole.
Laura, don't talk with your mouth full.
What is DeSantis' populism? Does he get more populist? Does he actually replace Trump in the fringy way? Or does
in the fringy way
he replace Trump and sort of move back more to the middle?
I mean, I think the gestures are going to be there, but, you know, it's going to be more mainstream.
More mainstream.
In terms of what Wall Street wants.
What Wall Street wants, what corporate America wants. I mean, the question is, would you pick a fight with Disney today?
No.
Picking a fight with Disney?
Yes, in Florida, where fucking Disney World and Epcot Center are, where the Disney cruises leave from, where literally Disneyland is a major factor, or Disney World rather, is a major factor in the economy of the state. If it shuts down for a month, it could cause a drifting recession in parts of the state. Of course.
Disney was picking a fight with parents, Andrew.
Oh, were they? What? How are they doing that? Oh, by letting gay people be gay? I see. Terrible.
Now, populism isn't extreme. It's pragmatic.
I see. These are pragmatic populist people. PPP.
There was plenty of good news for Republicans that the media seek to ignore, of course.
Sorry, my green screen is popping this out. It says, New York Democrats know who to blame themselves. Politico, this is November 9th. GOP hopes of huge Latino gains realized in Florida. No longer purple. Florida turns deep red. That's
on Tuesday. The inroads made in New York, flipping 4 seats there. The closer than expected races in the Pacific Northwest. The continued shift rightward of Hispanic voters. And, of course, the huge populistic...
By the way, the, quote, continued shift rightward by Hispanic voters, totally just punches a hole in the lifeboat idea that they're like, Democrats are just trying to flood America with Mexicans and people from South America so that they can just print voters. They're just bringing them up here to vote. And then they're like, oh, these people live here a while. They kind of vote with us sometimes. Shit.
Expansion in Texas.
Yeah, I know. Washington was a blowout. She's just full of shit. She means like Portland governor's race.
And, of course, in Florida. Pretty boy Beto lost by almost 11 points to incumbent Greg Abbott.
In a state where he shouldn't even be, it should have been 60-40, if not 70-30.
And strong populist, social conservative, Dan Patrick.
Social conservative, what?
Abbott. And strong populist, social conservative.
Social conservative. I see. That's a lot of conservatism. And I mean, you're getting 2 for the price of 1, so I don't know why you wouldn't vote for him.
Dan Patrick was reelected as lieutenant governor by double digits as well. So if the establishment really has all the answers, how is it that Lisa Murkowski didn't sail to victory in Alaska? And how did
because the rest of your party was knifing her tires?
Romney get embarrassed in Utah when he refused to endorse Mike Lee, who ended up winning handily?
Yeah, you don't endorse people just because they're going to win. If you're against what they think and say, don't endorse them. I know, it's crazy. The dude literally came out and said we need to get rid of Social Security. Of course Mitt Romney's not going to. He could never run for president if he endorses Mike Lee after Mike Lee says that. Are you stupid?
Now, if not Trump, whoever rises to the top of the pack in 2024, he or she is going to be bombarded by the Romney-Cheney crowd.
Are they? You mean Republicans?
They're going to pull out every possible stop to push him or her toward the old Bush policy.
Him. It's going to be a him.
Policies of endless war, partnering with the CCP.
Endless war and partnering with the CCP. I mean, is she just mad that Jimmy Dore only goes on Tucker? Does she want him to come on her show too?
And open borders. And here's the thing.
We don't have open borders.
It's really tough if you're a Republican to avoid getting
it's hot out there for a pound.
Pushed in that direction.
I'm on.
Most GOP foreign policy types support the Bush foreign policy. Most GOP trade policy experts are pro-CCP and pro-World Trade Organization.
Pro-CCP. And they've been this way the whole time. And you've been a lockstep Republican supporter and voter for decades. And so now, after the fucking 2022 midterms, Laura Ingraham is telling us that these people are not just, a bad way to go, but enemies of the state. The fuck is Fox News at this point? You guys put them in this position. You guys went for them every fucking time. What? That's what she's talking about, Papa P. She's talking about the GOP. She's talking about they are the pro-CCP forever war crowd. Jesus Christ. Well, why have you been telling people to vote for Republicans for 2 decades now?
And most GOP policy types have sympathy for generous immigration amnesty.
Ew.
DeSantis and his team, they will be flooded with memoranda supporting all of these bad ideas. But my guess, and it's just a guess right now.
Which, I mean, everything else she guessed at one point that the Republicans would be the party to back, and that their trade policy and their foreign policy are all aligned and are good.
Is that DeSantis and any smart, serious candidate will consult with everyone in the GOP, but avoid the establishment trap. I'm thinking a campaign with a positive, fresh populist message.
Yeah, totally fresh. Right out of the oven.
That affirmatively embraces America First policies.
Yeah, it's like a Republican biscuit.
That has the best chance of winning.
Yeah, and I know it can win because I said there was going to be a red wave, and I've been backing the Republican establishment for over 2 decades now. And basically, until Donald Trump lost last time, I was basically like, these people are awesome. I would crawl through broken glass to nuzzle their butthole with my nose. And if I could give a rusty trombone to anyone in the Republican Party, I would do so. And now all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute, something's up. Jesus Christ. So, by the way, you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. Like, subscribe, support the show, give it a thumbs up. Now, a lot of people are complaining that all was not well in the Republican Party. Let's see if I can find. I don't know if you guys remember. There was a dude who we've shown him a couple times, where a big Trump supporter. This guy who calls himself Behizzy. Behizzy is a young, used to be a YouTuber. I guess he technically is still, but he's now he posts on Rumble. And the title of this one is "They Stole Arizona Again." Yeah, and no, he's not picking his nose. I don't think. I think he's just kind of like, wait a second. But we shall see. Maybe, who knows? Maybe he goes digging during this.
What sounds better to you? Because
he's on a podcast with Nick Mositer. He's on Locals. Very fancy. Locals is Ruben's site, right?
This is the point at the end of the day.
Okay, yeah. At the end of the day, which is night time,
these extreme MAGA candidates who are far right lost because they were too extreme.
Yeah, pretty much on the nose.
Or Karen Taylor Robson lost to Carrie Lake, this moderate Republican. Of course, they're going to run with the narrative that Carrie Lake and Mark Fincham lost because they're too extreme for the average person. That's how they're going to do it.
Okay, so that's your theory. You think that they let certain people win in Arizona because it's going to be...
Yeah, that's how they get you, man. What part of fifth degree level MAGA chess, Democrat, insider, Illuminati, George Soros, do you not understand?
Easy to set the narrative in the midterms that they were too extreme and, they lost in the general election because of their extremism.
Yes.
Because, I can see.
Yeah, I can see where you would say that. I just can't see where it makes any sense.
That after...
They said the same thing about Trump. Trump lost because of his rhetoric. So many people hate.
Not just because of his rhetoric, rather. He lost also because he was shit during COVID and ignored it for months because he was trying to get his Chinese trade deal done, and then still went through with the shipments in mid-summer and was bragging about how much he just sold to China, while the rest of his own voters, by the way, were saying China attacked us with a bioweapon. Which, again, if I may state this to any of the maggots that are watching, and I am shocked that none of you put this together, but if indeed you are correct, and I have to protect myself with any kind of against this, because I am speaking on behalf of others, that if China attacked us with a bioweapon in 2020 and with COVID, that means that Donald Trump was president during the worst biological weapon attack in American history, and his response was to ignore it for months and then sell the perpetrators the largest order of pork, corn, soybeans, and beef in our nation's history. I don't know why people give Chamberlain shit after World War II.
Hated Trump that they voted for Biden. They voted against Trump, not for Biden, against Trump. That's the narrative. They can
That was an edit. Was there something wrong with the rest of that?
literally say, we're not counting votes. What are you going to do?
No, they can't.
We counted half. We'll see you in a week. What are you going to do?
I don't live in Arizona.
Maricopa County took like a week or even more to count 2%, right?
Yeah, they said that. Here's what they said. They still had to count all of the mail-in ballots that were dropped off on Election Day, and they had to verify the signatures. And this is what gives them that extra time after the...
Right. Now, I would like to point out, if I may, that Republicans, because they were supporting in 2020 the Red Mirage, that they were helping Trump with the Red Mirage. They were going, if what we can do is we can take all the mail-in and the drop-off votes, and we can wait to count them as long as fucking possible and drag that process out and insist on signature verification, which, literally there is, I don't know that we have one case of someone fraudulently signing a single ballot in this election that anybody has seen, even with all the curing that's going on. And the Republican Party intentionally dragged this process out. And now they're saying it's taking so long and that's a sign of fraud. So that it was a win-win for them to make the count take so long, to verify everything, to signature verify, do all this extra stuff that is unnecessary. It is already, they signed it when they signed up. The ballots got sent to houses. People are getting, notifications on their phone that their vote was counted. All that shit. Anybody who tries to vote and can't goes to jail for way too fucking long to do one, to fake it even for a neighbor or a member of their own household. But these guys want it to take so long that it looks like the vote on the day, which is supposed to favor Republicans, that pushes them into the lead, and people go, well, now we're in the lead by so much, it'll never happen. And then just call it Rudy Giuliani style, like you won, and then ride it out. And if it turns out you didn't, by that time we've already moved on. It's the Al Gore, it's Bush v. Gore again. And then the rest of it is, of course, to claim that their insistence on making the count take so long is an example of fraud. So they're hitting it on two fronts.
The election, as they say, well, they were turned in on time. We had a
Yes, they were. What do you mean, well? Well, they say they were turned in. They were turned in on election day.
A massive amount, hundreds of thousands of people that waited until the day of the election to turn in their mail-in ballot. Now we have to verify all the signatures, so it's going to take us an extra week.
And what did Pennsylvania do in 2020?
In 2020?
Yeah.
They cured the ballots.
Philadelphia County, all those counties.
Look, I'll tell you right now. I believe you. I believe you.
I don't. I don't even know why you would say those words in that order in this whole conversation. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
On Pennsylvania, because Act 77...
Brother.
No, I'm just saying Act 77, which means basically they have no excuse mail-in voting. They're going to send
That's the same thing in Arizona. It's actually worse in AZ. It's actually universal. Everyone gets a mail-in ballot. Unless you take yourself off the list.
Yeah, they
had to go through the trouble. But the people that took themselves off the list still got mail-in ballots, and they were like, "I took myself off. I'm actually
Carrie Lake
on the exactly."
Then fill it out and drop it off. And if you voted in person, who gives a shit? You can't vote twice. The fuck is wrong with you?
So many people took themselves off, still got mail-in ballots, and then to make matters worse, the whole center of this mule story is in Arizona.
Yeah, that's because you guys are still chapped ass about it after 2020. It was a Republican-run district.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. This is the clip they posted, by the way. They stole Arizona again. Just affirm that, just go for it. It's not doing a ton of work, 3,000 views, 3,700, 485 rumbles, but it's making them some coin. It's definitely, now, obviously, the king of, what's going on is MyPillow with Alex Jones. I mean, it's a tiramisu of loony in this. Let's jump in. Has Biden done anything positive since taking out? Yes, he's getting lead pipes out of schools and neighborhoods. That alone will change human lives for decades, if not millennia to come.
Well, we have breaking news just on break.
Yeah.
I gotta.
Wait, breaking news is unbreaking? Which
well,
is it?
We have breaking news just on break here. I got a text.
Oh, just on break.
From our lawyers.
Uh-huh. Are you being sued for another $1 billion?
I don't know if everybody knew out there, but there was a company CEO called Koenig out of Michigan that got charged with probably the biggest larded data breach in United States history.
The biggest larded data breach in history.
Which was in our elections, and this is out of China, everybody, which I've been saying all along, that the CCP combined with the Uniparty, the globalists, and the deep state.
Yeah, it's everybody. Oh, he's getting angrier than we've seen him now. The Uniparty, the Illuminati, the deep state. I mean, he knows what show he's on. Come on now.
This is the attack. This is who's attacking our country.
That's right. That's who's attacking our country. Everyone. But the attack is coming from within.
The Democrat Party just loves to join on in.
Do they?
Now, let me tell you,
Well, then how did Trump get in at all?
just dropped the charges against Koenig. They're against this CEO. It's disgusting.
Election software CEO is charged with allegedly giving Chinese contractors data access.
Now, you think that China isn't involved in our government?
They're not.
It's absolutely disgusting.
Why would they drop the charges if they have evidence? Clearly.
But they just happened. And it says that their office, they took out a press release saying they didn't rely on True to Vote's data, that they did their own investigation. Lie. Remember?
Lie. True the Vote, they're too, they can't rely on True the Vote's evidence. One, because it isn't evidence. And two, because their source is allegedly an FBI agent, which they won't divulge, and that person won't come forward as a whistleblower, even with protections, which means they don't fucking exist, which means you can't go to trial with evidence that is fucking fake.
Remember, they put the True to Vote, Catherine and Greg, in jail.
Oh my God! Because they wouldn't admit that they don't have a source in the FBI?
They put them in jail for almost a week?
No, like overnight.
This is what.
And that's important to add. You're getting SWAT team. People are being thrown in jail.
You're being SWAT teamed. When the fuck he didn't get swatted or SWAT teamed? The fuck are you talking about? They didn't have automatic weapons when they stopped him in the Hardee's parking lot. Fuck you.
As you're exposing this and being vindicated, that's what.
It's not being vindicated at all. You don't get to gish gallop that bullshit.
People need to be praying for you and everybody that's supporting what you're doing, including InfoWars, because, folks, you want us to fight, we're doing it.
I was down.
Are you fighting amongst yourselves?
In Florida.
Really? What are the odds?
And when I was there for the hurricanes, we were giving out
oh, so it was your fault.
Pillows and blankets.
Uh-huh. He drove a big truck down there with MyPillow on the side of it and gave himself a big tax write-off handing out pillows and blankets. MyPillows,
and we went into this Hispanic community. They had lost everything. They're piled up, all their physical stuff piled up like cordwood, and it's gone.
I can't even break that apart.
And we have,
it's just silly. Their physical stuff piled up like cordwood, and it's gone.
A lot of them we had to have an interpreter, and you know what they
Really? You don't speak Spanish? Mike, I'm shocked. You're a multimillionaire, and you have a lot of Hispanic staff, and you don't speak another language? Interesting.
We're saying almost unanimously, all of them were saying, Mike, is there the stuff going on in this country? Is there hope? Is there hope?
Yeah, that's what they said. My translator that I brought down from Minneapolis told me that the Latinos in this area that was hit were asking MyPillow, is there hope? Is there... Shut the fuck... What the fuck? No. I'm going to guess that you pay that guy extra to translate people into what you'd like to hear.
They were worried about our future, Alex.
Yeah, their stuff is is gone. It's piled like cordwood. They don't even have a pillow to shit on, and then they don't have a pillow to piss in, and they're asking me, I might be sleeping outside in toxic water tonight, surrounded by mosquitoes with God knows what in them. But what about our elections in Florida?
Freedoms that they have here. They had just lost everything physical, but they know they're not going to get those physical things back. If we lose all our freedoms, it's over.
Yeah, there's no shopping in a totalitarian, when the Democrats run everything, the first thing we're going to get rid of is mystore.com.
That's what we've been fighting for, and that's what we are winning, everybody.
No. All right, that's the top of that's. All right, no, I'm not doing fucking 45 minutes of this horse shit. By the way, you're watching House Sparks Megaworldwide. They're not winning. There's no winning. The last thing you would describe what they're doing is as winning, and yet they have to tell you that because Jesus, what a mess. Now, speaking of Lehu Zehing, ladies and gentlemen, it's Bongholio. You got it. Look out, man. It's Dan Bongholio who is still looking for TP for his bunghole. And apparently, hey, this is a fiery video. It's a fiery video, you guys. Now, I'm only going to do about 10, 15 minutes of this because it's an hour. He doesn't cut his stuff down because he gets angry when I take pieces of it. You chicken shit. Cut little clips of your videos again because I can do the unfiltered ones from Fox, but he won't cut this one up because he gets all mad, which is hilarious. Okay, so fiery video. Let's do it. And by the way, he's going to explain to us what the fuck happened. We started out with Stu and Glenn going, what happened? And now we're going to find out what happened. So let's see.
Don't buy into the hysteria.
Don't do it.
The left is, gosh, this drives me crazy.
Oh, is that what did it?
It's becoming pretty clear now that the left is going to lose the House.
No, it isn't.
And may, at best at this point, pick up a seat in the Senate.
At best. That's pretty best, fucko. You guys thought you were going to win it by 53, 54, 55. I even heard 56.
At worst, it'll be a push. It'll be 50-50 where we were before, okay?
Yeah, at worst, we just can get all of our judges through. At best, we can get all of our judges through and Kamala Harris doesn't have to walk down to the Capitol.
I'm not sure that's eager grounds for a celebration.
Eager grounds for you mean amongst Democrats? He's a hair loud? Okay, yeah, he's a bit shouty. It's true. Hold on, I'll bring it down a touch.
I don't understand. I don't get the celebration.
That's because you're stupid, and you were claiming red wave to match your fucking shirt, and the Democrats were supposed to lose like 50 to Steve Bannon was saying 100 seats in the House. The conservative estimates were 50 seats turning over, and you're not even sure you're going to fucking win it. I don't think you are. And the Senate was supposed to flip 6 fucking seats and give you guys veto-proof majorities in there, and you were going to stranglehold the whole fucking government, and the whole thing was a referendum on Biden. Just like it was just going to be like, this guy's incredibly unpopular. You guys are going to take it over. It always goes that way, and you're just going to, all you need is a little bit of a wave, and you were just going to trounce it. Of course there's huge celebration, you fucking tool.
We know they lost the governorship of Nevada. Like, yeah, we won 2. Yeah, in Massachusetts and Maryland.
And Pennsylvania.
I mean, we had 2 rhinos in there anyway.
Right?
We stood practically no chance of winning those again. Those were fluke.
Also, I don't give a fuck about a state election I'm not in. I can prefer that Carrie Lake doesn't win or some shit like that. But I don't really care because I don't live in Arizona. And her policies are not going to affect the rest of the fucking country. The rest of us are not on the edge. Well, Jesus Christ, I wonder who runs that state. It's not meaningful. There are a couple of states like New York where the idea of it changing hands into Republican hands would effectively do some crime shifts that might make it more draconian in how the, and militaristic the police act in the state, or sentencing might get more draconian or something, which is cause for concern in a state as populous and so full of like tourists and foreigners and all that kind of stuff that go through there, as far as like America as in terms of its image, maybe. But I can't do anything fucking about it. You think I'm going to lose any fucking sleep about who governs a state I don't live in?
Elections. I don't get what they did. We won school board elections.
Oh, well, fuck. Then I'm sorry. Pack it in. We won school board elections. What more do you what do you want? Huh? You got Florida and you got school boards. Okay? You fucking tool. Like, why?
Everybody's freaking out on the right while
because you won. Because your consolation board is fucking school boards?
The left is taking a victory lap over losing the House.
No. We haven't lost the House yet. And I got news for you. Even if you squeak it out by 1 vote, we're going to have it back in a matter of months. And secondly, you were supposed to trounce everybody. Everybody was calling it a red wave. It was supposed to be a referendum. It's always a referendum. Compared to... even in the losing of it, We were set up to lose fewer seats than any president in modern history. You have to go back to fucking Kennedy to find somebody who got a narrow margin or got that close in a midterm. Biden is fucking killing it.
I'm not kidding. I'm really puzzled by this whole thing.
That's because you have a difficulty understanding reality in any form, and you're stupid. You're a stupid person. I don't think you're dumb. I think you're stupid. I think you willfully dumb yourself down while you're perceiving things so that you can translate, so you can lie to yourself, so you can lie to your viewers. I think that's what he does.
Weird. I can't say this, right? It's so weird. And it's not just me.
Yeah, it's just you. Everybody else is like, what the fuck happened? We got to do something.
In case you think, oh, it's just Dan. By the way, Guy, you know me, Joe, and you know me longer. You know me the longest.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys know me. I love you guys. That's why I'll never put you on fucking camera.
Wouldn't call me like Mr. Optimistic, would you?
Hell no.
I mean, I'm long on the United States, no doubt. I love my country, but that's more of a big picture thing. But believe me, I'm the first guy to tell these two, man, we're really effed now.
He's of a realist.
No, he sits here with me all the time. Oh, yeah, realist is right.
Yeah, more of a realist.
Me?
Yeah, this is realistic. Like, basically, there's two realists in the world. There's Bongholio and there's Stu, and I can't wait till the Blaze gives them their own show together.
Levin, others out there, Levin's been around a lot longer than me. The godfather of the conservative movement.
Ouch. Dude doesn't qualify as the fairy godmother of the conservative movement.
When he's telling you the same thing I'm telling you, we're probably right. And what I'm telling you is, please don't get demoralized.
Too late.
The left is so eager to gaslight you and make you believe they had some mammoth victory in the midterms.
Yeah, we did. We did. Yeah. We had a saber-toothed tiger victory.
That I see Republicans running around with their hair on fire. Oh my gosh, it's over. The country's finished. It's gonna burn to the ground tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what you've been saying, asshat.
It's not.
Stop gaslighting us, yeah.
It
I can't help it. It's my way.
is not. It looks likely, extremely likely at this point, that we are going to win the House.
Are you going to win the House, or do you think it's likely that you'll squeak out a one-seat majority? That's winning. That's what they've always meant by winning. Look, Republicans don't need to win big. We just need to win, period. That's the important thing, okay? We need to do it. And if you don't believe me, ask Hagman. I am the Hagman. I am the walrus. I love the Trumpistan. Cuckoo-ca-choo-choo-choo-choo-choo. We won! I won basically unopposed. I took a red district and I made it redder! We won. Well, I don't know. How can everybody cheer up? You got rid of a legacy daughter of some former vice president, and you got me instead. You got the Hagman. You got the MAGA. You got the bunghole.
Albeit by very slim margins.
Very slim. Slim. Razor. I mean, we got to spend a lot of money winning districts we already had, but still.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a big freaking deal.
Oh, it is. It's a huge deal. For me, especially, because now I get to be Congresswoman-ish from Wyoming, the one congressperson-ish that they have, and I'm going to run it the way I see fit. And when I get on the National Security Committee, Chamber Committee, and Judicial Committee, I'm going to tell them we are going to have Sharia law, but like the Old Testament Christian version. Do you watch?
It's really hard to flip the House. I'm going to explain why. Again.
Yeah, it's so hard. Like, why did you guys even want that? Sorry.
In case you think I'm making this up.
Why stop now?
We could win back 2 governorships. Again, lost 2, but they were in liberal states.
Where we had a rhino anyway. I mean, what the fuck?
Okay? Michigan was a hold for them, so that's a push. No good. She's a terrible governor. But now that they have Democrats, some more Democrats in the House and the Senate in Michigan, you're going to see now the Republicans aren't going to be able to block Whitmer's stuff, and things are going to get worse.
Yeah, just count on it. Yeah, things are going to get worse after the lead pipes go and rural broadband comes in and the schools get extra funding and the potash starts flowing out of Michigan, giving them another tax base, and the U.S. government replaces the entire fleet with electric Fords and Chryslers and Chevys and whatever the fuck.
And you're going to see Michigan change too. Mark my words.
Marked. Consider it marked.
Things just aren't bad enough yet.
Yeah, that's what you hope for in America. You know what I mean? As Americans go.
The governorships could be a push, though, if Kari Lake pulls it out.
Nope. No. Folks, not going to happen.
Race is looking tough, folks.
Oh, it's tough. I'm a realist. I'm not a pessimist. You can ask these guys. What's your name again?
Not going to spin your wheels.
Are you going to rotate my tires? Can you at least pressure wash my undercarriage while you're down there?
We're getting good majorities, but not the majorities we need for me to...
Hey, you got school boards. What do you want? Huh? Do you want to control the youth of America? Or do you want to actually write policy and actually direct the country into... Oh.
Breathe easy. There's still a shot.
There is. Yo, if you had one shot, to give up the Senate, the House, and the SCOTUS, just so you can get school boards, would you give it up or just fuck around and lie to everybody? Yo.
Nevada governor's race, that's done. We won that one.
Yeah, super great. Yeah, there's a state with 3 cities, only one of which actually does any money for the entire state.
We took that back from the Democrats.
Boom. Slap dingle. Not Nevada, not, wait for it, the Nevada governorship. What? I don't know how we're going to recover, you guys. I mean, it's fixed now. I mean, especially because you've got a former sheriff. You can count on him to throw the election.
Now, folks, this is what's happening. Big, huge picture first.
Yeah, go big. Yeah. Like the Illuminati. Start there and work your way down. Lizard people drinking baby milk.
And why I believe that this is not the apocalypse you think it is.
Can we just enjoy the fact that apparently his viewership thinks it's the apocalypse? Can we all? No, we didn't get Nevada for the, we got it for the Senate, which matters. We didn't get it for the governor's race. Who cares? We're going to get Arizona. Kari Lake is not going to be governor.
Blue states are getting bluer.
Yes, that's right. 3 cities, Las Vegas, Reno, and Sparks, Nevada, where I'm moving shortly just so that I can pretend that I own the place.
Red states are getting really red.
Yes, if only they had people in them.
Purple states are starting to tilt more towards the red side.
No, they are not.
And after these next 2 years, I think we're going to get a slight shade of red to them.
That's reassuring. I thought the apocalypse was here, and now he tells me that purple states will get a slight shade of red to them. So I don't know. First of all, I don't know of a single Republican who wouldn't feel comforted by that statement, which is so clear and so definitive. And as a Democrat, I'm obviously in a huge panic right now because with I mean that's the end of Democratic rule in the country. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go set my house on fire. That's the only way to handle this. A slight shade of red. Shut the fuck up.
But blue states are getting really nasty. I have
blue states are getting nasty. That's Miss Blue State.
No doubt about that.
You mean the states that pay for everything?
Now, the Wall Street Journal described them this weekend in this Alyssa Finley piece called "The Blue State Exodus Helps Democrat Governors Win."
Oh, that was because the Republicans that bailed out during COVID, fucked off to Texas and places like that and Florida.
You had Jared Polis, Gretchen Whitmer, and others in Michigan, other blue, Kathy Hochul. and others in New York win. Now, in New York, we actually did quite well down ballot, really well, actually. New York and Oregon have turned out to be two bright spots, even though Oregon looks like they may hold the governorship there. They're going to hold the governorship there as well.
Right. It's a bright spot. We lost, but a bright loss. There was a slight shade of win in our loss.
I'd say.
Shit.
But there's a sorting benefit to this. The Journal talks about how the people leaving, this is why I told you, sometimes I tell people, come down to Florida, please, if you're a conservative. I get a ton of emails. No, Dan, stop telling people to come down here. No, folks, please trust me. The people coming down here to Florida are not liberals. Just look at the data.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand that. I can tell by the increasing numbers of guys in thongs in the swamp eating cheesecake and running from police boats that they are not liberals. Only conservatives do that. They go down there and they do it in the dead of night. Liberals, we can do that in a fucking parade if we want to.
Hundreds of thousands of people coming down here are coming down.
We don't have to move to Florida to eat cheesecake in a thong in the middle of a river. We're like, you do you, boo. I'm not here to yuck your yum. Just don't fuck with anybody.
Here and registering Republican. They are making our state redder.
Yeah, again, who gives a shit, dude? If you're trying to be a national party, that doesn't help.
And a more freedom-loving, tax-friendly, business-friendly state. How is that not a good thing? They're making your property values go up. Just look at the data. Folks, I'll be honest with you.
Hold on 1 second. If I may, one moment. Let's see. Come on, kids. Move on down. Uh-huh.
So I'm not interested in opinions. I'm interested in freaking data.
Okay, I just gave you some data. Here's some other, let's see. Let's just go back to, there we go. Luxury home buyers in Florida will begin to see more options, realtor says, because people are dying and leaving. Also, here you go. This is the Sun Sentinel in South Florida. Oh, I can't look at that one. It's behind a paywall. Sorry. Hold on. One of the data points I think is important is the use of a word like if versus when. I think we can all agree, right? That there's a huge difference in a sentence, for example, that starts with a when instead of an if. Florida is notorious for how volatile the housing market can be. During the housing bubble and subsequent crash 2000s, Florida was one of the hardest hit states. Many Florida housing markets are notable for their heavy ownership by foreign investors. Yeah, that's the people that are moving there. What's more, Florida has a high rate of wealth inequality, creating a patchwork of high-income, expensive cities alongside low-income, cheap housing markets. Many have been wondering when the housing market will crash in Florida. Predicting a crash is obviously fraught. However, if we look at the factors like year-over-year changes in home prices, the number of days on market a home for sale spends, the percentage of homes for sale that have had their prices drop, the sales-to-list price ratio, available inventory, and the number of home sales, we can get a clearer picture of what's going on in Florida. Using data from Redfin, down 9.2% right now, covering all the above-mentioned factors, we analyze which cities in Florida have been experiencing the greatest disruption in their housing markets. This may shine... Florida market overview. Let's see. Recent months have seen a month-to-month decline in the Florida median sale price. Fell by 2.7%. I would call that on the Fed number. By the way, 410 to 399. They're trying to shave stuff off and sell before prices have to go down, because when interest rates go up, the price of a house goes down because you're looking for that sweet spot for the buyer. And then from July 2022 to August 22, it fell by 1%. From August 2022 to September, 0.7%. However, it must be noted that throughout the entire period of September 2017 to 22, Florida's median sale price exceeded $300,000 for the first time, November 2020. Thus the price, they went up. Other factors, however, seem to point to a continued slowdown in the Florida housing market. For example, the percentage of active listings that have had their prices dropped has increased from 18.2% in September to 31.9% in September of 2022. 30% of houses on the market have had to drop their price. And that's up from a month before. 2 months before? When was it? No, that's year to year. So year over year, 18% the year before and down 31% after that. By the way, excuse me, I'm getting a notice from my cat. 1 second. Chipples, what's it doing? What's he doing? Hi, buddy. Did you want to say hi? Oh, you came in at the same time? So he doesn't care about me? I see. All right, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm still doing a show. All right. Chip, Summer came in the front door right as Chip was whining at my door. And he was like, she's upstairs. Treat. It's a treat time. It's treat. I think the food arrived. We ran out of wet food. So we only had 1 can of wet food this morning to divide between 2 cats. And it was not pretty. It was ugly. It was a lot of eating while going, it was that kind of stuff, right? So anyways, Chip's getting a treat. We'll back to our regular program. Okay, so anyways, where were you, stupid?
The people coming down to Florida are...
Again, why the fuck do I give a... This goes towards the whole, like, we got school boards. Who the fuck... Do you have any idea how much federal money Florida needs to stay a fucking float? Considering how often it's hit by hurricanes and the like? Even though Florida is a high-value state as far as its output, it costs more to the federal government and the federal taxpayer, every other state, than like 6 other red states combined, and that's a lot.
Conservatives, overwhelmingly. Now, you may say, well, that's great news. Well, the Journal article talks about, kinda. It is great news, but the bad news, there's some bad news too. I mean, number one is your property value's going up if you live in Florida like we do.
No, they aren't.
But if you're a renter, your rents are through the roof.
Right. And, like, he's literally, on the bad news, he's correct. On the good news, he's lying. I just showed you.
You could probably attest to that, right? I mean, the rental rates around here are bananas. They're freaking insane.
Yeah, because nobody's sure they want to fucking stay.
And also...
And nobody wants to own a house in a hurricane state if they're from someplace else.
The blue states, it's going to get really hard to win. I'm sorry, folks. That's just the truth.
You mean the states where all the success and money is and where all the taxes get paid?
It's zero sum, correct? If a conservative leaves New York, we're not Democrats. We don't vote in multiple elections at the same time.
Yeah, you do. Check the villages. They're actually in Florida. They're probably driving distance from your fucking house.
If you leave New York, you can only vote where you moved. So it's going to get harder to win in blue states.
Yes, all the states that actually impact, I don't know, the earth, like fucking California and New York.
This is just...
And Illinois.
It's the reality. These are facts. Also, some more good news why it was a mixed bag. Likely to keep the House. We wanted some governorships, potentially governorships, if we can pull off the Lake one.
Nope. Not going to fucking happen.
And school board wins around the country. Look at this, just a news article. We cleaned up in school board races.
Wow.
Bongino.com/newsletter. They describe these races around the country in school boards, especially down here in Florida, where we...
Oh, especially in Florida? Really? What are the odds?
Cleaned up.
You cleaned up in Florida with the school board races, did you?
Despite mixed results in the midterms, conservatives make gains in school board races.
Oh, well, then fucking, I'm settled. I can't take any more of this bullshit. I don't even know, just the rallying shit is pathetic. Them trying to sell this shit to their own followers again. How about somebody who's going to tell us what really happened? How about that? I don't have a lot of time left, but God damn it, we got to look at this. So this Sebastian Gorka and I guess what's GBN? God Broadcasting Network. I'm going with Rock and Roll Preacher, one of these guys. Or I think this guy's in a Bob Seger cover act. Why is this guy squatting? Yeah, squat and you'll fix your prostate. What?
Result remains unclear.
It does. I don't know. I'm over here in Glastonbury broadcasting nincompoop, you know.
President Joe Biden was even able to say the morning after that it had been a good day.
And he said, Madugan, he said, good day to people, like a fucking asshole.
Well, to bring us up to speed, we can cross to Washington now to speak to former Deputy Assistant to President Trump.
Oh my God, it's like dueling asshole accents.
Trump. Seb Gorka. Hello, Seb. How the devil are you?
Well, he's close to the devil. Does that help?
I'm good. It's been far too long, Neil. Thanks for having me back.
Thanks, Neil, for having me on here. Well, it's good to have you on here. I really glad so much better. I just want to fall down a flight of stairs and almost got about it. You know, Joe Biden and we should come out of Donald Trump's ass.
No, it's great. It's great to see you.
That's not true.
So I have to.
Don't lie right out of the gate. That's just rude.
Where was the red wave?
Yeah.
Where was it? I was hearing about this red wave, you know. They're red news, like when you try to do that red wave, you know. Where is this red wave I've heard so much about? You were telling us all about the red wave. Well, you know, it's great.
I'm good. It's been far too long, Neil. Thanks for having me back.
No, it's great. It's great to see you. So I have to. Where was the red wave?
Yeah, where was the red wave? But first.
Yeah, what? But first, let me just...
First things first. Biden saying it was a good day for the Democrats. They've lost the House and they may lose the Senate. Now,
nope.
Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, was fired by the American people on Tuesday. We'll see what happens with the Senate, but we have some serious issues. The majority of the candidates President Trump supported and campaigned for won their seats, but
No. The ones that won are the people he didn't campaign for, largely. I mean, look at Nevada governor's race. Like, he just basically he showed up here for what's his name, who was running against Masto, Sisolak or whatever. But I've forgotten, and I don't care because he lost. Who cares? But he came in for the Senate race, not for the governorship. It was like an afterthought.
The fact that the nation that is the only country to have put men on the moon still on Saturday doesn't know who won the elections is obscene. And
no, we like to make sure that we get it right because we're the kind of country that puts people on the moon, and we don't want to fuck around with those numbers.
We have in certain states run by Democrats a change to the election system that is asinine. For example, in Pennsylvania, where this individual who had a stroke, Fetterman,
beat Trump's candidate handily.
Incredibly won the election. They had 50 days of early voting, Neil.
Yeah. It's still only good for the actual voters of Pennsylvania. I don't care if it's I don't care if it's all fucking year. That's not going to increase the number of people voting. I suppose if you did it every year because you could live there for 90 days, vote, and then move out. And then go vote in another state.
Half of the people in Pennsylvania elected their senator before he gave his first debate performance.
Right. And?
Which was a disaster.
Yeah, and yet Oz didn't win the majority of votes that came in after the debate. So what does that fucking tell you?
My recommendation is, guys, can we have an election day, not an election month or an election year?
Won't happen. Not happening. I'm sorry to tell you that, lad. But you got to know that one of the ways you guys fucked the pooch this year, if I do say so my goddamn self, is that you actually... you should have known ahead of time, and you don't have to ask me. I'm just, what the fuck do I know? I'm just a Scottish Charles Manson over here. But you should have voted it early. It's not like you had it for half the fucking people. You guys just didn't use it.
Yeah, and can we actually see people compete against each other before the people decide who to vote for?
They did. For fucking months.
Why has that situation evolved?
Yeah, why is that? Why do people do that? Why would you have? Why in the world?
Whereby it seems that Democrats vote by mail and Republicans vote on the day.
The ones that do, because Trump told them to.
Why has that come about?
because of COVID, fuckhead. Because everybody was like, Trump knows everything. What vaccine? What disease? I'm going to vote in person. He's my hero. And everybody on the Democratic side was like, why the fuck would you go stand in a big group of people when there's a contagion going around and no vaccine?
Well, there's a longer backstory to it, but
yeah, just tell us.
The real change was COVID. So with Biden in the White House with key.
Yeah, it's a long story, so I don't expect you to have it on the tip of your frontal lobe. Take your time.
Democrat strongholds across America. They wanted to mail out tens of millions of ballots for the election as
in a country with 340 million people in it. That's weird.
They did in 2020 because there is a pattern that most conservatives like to physically control their vote. They like to go to the polling station, into the booth, and put their ballot into the box.
Because they're stupid? What do you mean? That's not the... Look, I don't know why they... I don't care that they did that or that they have that affectation. The question is, why would they have that affectation? Why would they choose that way? It's because Donald Trump and assholes like you talked them into it. Talked them out. And the same reason, by the way, that a bunch of these votes were supposed to break Kari Lake's way, like by 60-40 because of how 2020 went, the votes that were dropped off on the same day, and they didn't. You know why they didn't? Because this time around, a lot of Democrats voted they weren't afraid to go out like they were during 2020 because they've been vaccinated and they're not concerned, but they didn't want to stand in line and they shouldn't have to, so they put them in a drop box or they went to the polling place and just turned them in because that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's just as tactile. You can be just as proud. You may not encounter 3 other people and wave to the old lady that runs the thing or have somebody, like the 4 people that look like NPR radio hosts who sit there every election and help everybody out. You may not get to see them, but you're still actively engaged in, you drove across town, you dropped the fucking thing off. Who cares?
Democrats are very good at what is called ballot harvesting.
No, we're good at candidate growing. We're good at candidate gardening.
In those states where it is permitted, and have anybody go around collecting other people's ballots beforehand because they're very, very organized. So
and also, no, this is not the way the majority of votes get to these places at all.
There's a difference of opinion. Conservatives want to vote on election day. Democrats want to organize a big harvest of their votes. That's not good for voter integrity and for preventing election fraud.
Well, yeah, especially when Republicans in states where there's no excuse early voting, they get a ballot, they fill it out, they mail it, and then they try to vote again on election day and they get caught. And when they show up to vote, they're like, can I have my ballot? And they go, somebody already voted under your name. And they go, oh, really? Oh, how did that happen? How did that happen? I don't know. I'm going to go call a police officer. I want you to know I didn't commit a felony by trying to vote twice just now at all. I'm going to go call my alderman.
Now, to go back to Biden saying good day.
Like a fucker. Saying good day. Saying it's like a good day. Saying good day to people like a fucker.
I suppose, it is traditional, isn't it, that you get a midterm defeat for the party of a...
Yeah, it's almost like there's a reason why I thought it was a good day. You might be onto something there, Scottish Manson.
First-term incumbent president. You know, Obama lost 63 seats in the House. Bill Clinton lost 52. Trump lost 40 in his turn.
And Biden might still have control of the House, you know.
So I suppose you could say...
Thank you. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. Give a thumbs up. We cleared 43K. I didn't even see that. That came and went. It was so exciting. Don't forget to subscribe on Twitch. It's back down to under 1,100. We were doing so well.
When he called it a good day, you know, that doesn't seem to have happened against all the expectations of the pollsters. So was the media driving a strange...
Including you lying fuck.
...narrative? when it said there'll be a red wave.
Without a doubt. And one of the first things I said on Wednesday morning on social media on my daily radio show is, can we just delete the word expert? Experts don't exist anymore.
Hold on. This asshole was saying it was going to be a red wave. Wait a second. Hold on. Wait. What's this fucker's channel like? Hold on one second. Yeah, there you go. Let's try this. Hold on. Gorka. Get over here. What are you doing? Gorka. Okay, hold on one second. Scrolling backwards. Hold on one second. I'm opening a couple of links. Give me 1 second. There we go. Let me grab this one. President Trump, pro-Israel. Okay, here you go. So, real quick. Here's what Sebastian Gorka was saying ahead of the election. Normal Americans will destroy the Dems. Monica Crowley with Sebastian Gorka on one-on-one. All right, let's see. See what this fucker was saying. Can we get rid of the word expert?
One of the most important lessons of the past 2 years is that to be a strong nation, America must also be a...
Let's go about it. Let's ask somebody who truly is a warrior for America. She knows how to drain the swamp. She served as not only the spokesperson for the Treasury.
It's so great to be with you, and I've got to tell you, I'm so honored to be here on election
Me too. I'm so...
day, because this is going to be, I think, the first step to really turning this country around.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
We all have to come out today in huge numbers.
That's right.
The red wave isn't just going to happen passively. It's something we actually have to do. So I encourage everybody, if you
Agree. And just like turning off all the lights behind you so it looks like you snuck into someone else's house to steal their internet or something.
haven't yet voted, get out there and do it now.
All right, so we had a little chat. We don't rehearse our interviews. We don't have, talking points cleared like other media platforms do. But
yeah. You mean just to organize the broadcast so you can be clear about stuff? Big fucking deal. I don't either. I don't take that as a plus. I just don't have time.
But I was curious before we went on air. I told you how I was feeling about
let's hear
today.
it.
And I asked you if you felt similarly. Since maybe Thursday, I've been feeling very, very good about it. And
very good about what?
And if we look what happened at the weekend, Monica, if we look what happened with the Democrats starting allegedly to prepare big articles in the New York Times to throw Biden under the bus, as we heard talk just yesterday of, the Russian bots have woken up. I guess if the Democrats lose, it will be okay to question elections. I'm feeling very, very optimistic about today.
Was he now?
How about you?
By the way, this is why I call this Monday morning quarter pounding, because these fuckers are just like, and again, let's hear what she says, and then I want to show you another clip.
I am too. I feel it viscerally.
I do. I feel it viscerally as well. I'm feeling everything viscerally. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, if I may. Give me a second. Just looking for one thing. Nope. Let's see if we can do this. I think it's great. I think everything's going very well. I think it'll be super. I mean, we all got to try really hard, but I got high hopes. I've got high hopes.
Thank you.
Oh.
Look, I really felt a shift in the energy about a month.
Totally. My energy is totally shifted. It's like it was this way and now it's that way and it's shifting all over the way. I took a giant shift after work and I feel so much more relaxed.
Ago, whereas before I thought, well, this might be close and we might lose some critical races here and there.
No. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people.
Over the last month, you could feel a palpable shift in the...
I did. I felt it. It's oh, excuse me. I have to go take a palpable shift right now.
energy out there. It really has changed.
It's true. Oh my God. It was a palpable shift.
And I think it's because, you know, the American people are very sturdy.
They're very sturdy. They're rugged. I've kicked the tires, and they're fabulous.
And we're very durable. And
that's right. And you can ride us hard and put us away wet. And don't be afraid. It's going to be a good time.
We're very patient.
We are, but could we hurry this shit up, please? Why is the vote taking so long? I don't understand it. Why is the vote taking so long? This is not justice. This is not America. This is we're like a third world country. Speed it along, folks. And how long does it take to make an almond skinny latte? God damn it.
So the American people, because we've been blessed with this extraordinary country.
It has. Praise be.
With great liberty and...
Great liberty. It's great. As liberty goes, it's pretty darn good.
Great prosperity for much.
Prosperity. I agree. Great prosperity. We got spare props all over the place.
Much of our existence, we will put up with a lot.
But not this much.
The American people can be pushed and pushed
and shoved and kind of wrestled with, and you can give our hair a good tug. Not too hard though. I mean, don't forget, my safe word is... It doesn't work really well.
Pushed, and they will take it and take it and...
Oh, take it. I'll take it and like it.
Take it until the moment they don't.
Right. And then watch out, sister.
And I think we are literally at one of those hinge moments where the vast majority of the American people taking a look at all of the destruction that's...
Yeah, it's terrible. I've been looking at all the destruction. We had perfectly good lead pipes and now they're going to be gone. What the fuck?
Been wrought by the Biden administration and unified Democratic control in Washington. And
terrible. The UNICEF party.
They are at the...
I've heard about it. It's terrible.
One of those moments now, Seb, where they have had enough.
This is it. Okay. So I'd like to point out, if I may, that is not the only video previously. This is another video. This is from November 7th. Incredible predictions for the election from Robert Callahay for the election on America First. So let's check out what he had to say. Ooh, what the fuck happened to this guy's finger? That's it. They just photoshopped that's seed pods. It's coke.
Honestly, guys, I asked this question.
Guys, if you want to feel good about things, you're the one that won't. You are the one, honey. Honey.
As I go around the country.
I was like, what do you guys want to see more of? Drugs or alcohol?
Right. People and independents and people who are even former Democrats or even left-leaning. And I ask them pretty simply.
Yeah, and these are, he obviously hangs out with normal people, so he whatever they're going to say, they're going to tell you the truth.
If you were trying to destroy America from within,
would you pull out all the lead pipes, expand, repair roads and bridges and bridges and airports, expand rural broadband everywhere, and reshore more factories in 1 year than have happened in the last 30? Yes.
What would you do differently than today's Democrat Party?
Probably just go back to the Trump thing of doing like, we're going to do it, but it'll take us 2 weeks. Okay, hold on. I'm Sebastian Gorka. Okay, good fucking God. So this must be Robert
Haley, we're going to start the show without a monologue because it's just too important.
It's too important. It's so important. Don't forget, I was just going to say myself, it's very important. We can't have if I do say so myself, it's going to be very important. Y'all got to do the most important thing you've ever seen. And I've been wondering myself how this is going to go. Hello, Bowtie. What are you doing?
Robert, welcome.
Hello, Robert.
How you doing?
He's terrible. I'm leaving. Give me a second.
Doing very well because I'm seeing reports with our buddies at Breitbart and elsewhere of a couple of your very recent freshest polls coming out of Georgia, coming out
fresh polls
of Ohio.
Fresh hot polls right off the steamer.
With stunning.
Oh, should we slow Gorka down for this? I don't think you can on this, can you? Oh, maybe you can. Let's see. Drunk Gorka.
Stunning figures. So, will you share for us the latest coming out of Trafalgar, please?
Yeah, we put out some final stuff. We still have a Nevada and an Arizona.
Oh, shit. I can't slow this guy down because he's actually... There's so much space between his talking, it'll be terrible.
Arizona to come. But what we've put out so far is we've got a Georgia poll that has Herschel up by 3.
Killing it. Well, that worked out.
And actually, a few tenths of a point away from winning without a runoff.
Oh, look at that.
He's had a very solid time since the last debate. All the
killing
credible polls have shown him either tied or going.
Yeah, I can't see him winning or losing at all.
And with Coach Dewey doing that heartfelt video.
Yeah, that's what's put him over the edge. What?
The commercial that went around for 10 days, and then he passed. It's really kind of gotten to people in Georgia. It's a very significant, nostalgic time right now, and I think Herschel is. I think he's really on the verge of winning without a runoff.
Yeah, that didn't turn out to be the case.
Our final poll in New Hampshire has Bolduc up by 1. There's another poll that had Bolduc up by 1 done by St. Al's College.
Yeah, New Hampshire didn't work out either at all.
And then our friend Matt Towery with Insider Advantage has one with Bolduc down by 1. So that one is really just kind of a coin toss race. But from what everybody who's done presidential politics knows, New Hampshire's a place where people want to meet you. The guy's had 100 town halls. She hadn't had any.
And she kicked his sorry ass.
Having Sununu come on board with Bolduc the last few days, I think has kind of settled some of the moderate Republicans who weren't behind him. So I like his odds.
Yeah, it didn't turn out to be that way.
Our final poll in the Senate race.
Oh, let's tell it. Let's hear it.
In Pennsylvania has Oz up by 2.
What's your margin of error there? I'm just curious.
And Mastriano only down by 5. And, we've been talking about how they...
Mastriano only down by 5. That actually turned out to be true.
So many of these Republicans who are afraid to be identified and are afraid ever since Biden's speech of being... that there's building some kind of list of not, MAGA Republicans, and they're nervous. And so we don't know how many of them...
So they're cowards? What the fuck do you think he was... What do you mean? If you're going to vote for somebody, nobody's going to put you on a fucking... Oh, you're voting for Mastriano? Oh, I see. Get the fuck out of here, paranoid asshole.
We call these submerged voters.
Right, so
submerged voters.
Here's the figure. This is exactly what I wanted to ask you.
Yes, ask me. Ask him, please.
So, and before I get to that, what do you have for J.D. Vance in Ohio? What's the latest stunning figure?
Oh, yeah. I've never thought that was a real race, and our final numbers will definitely back that up. We've got Vance up by 10.
J.D. Vance.
He was up by 10 to win by 1.5.
Vance up by 10.
That's how far off most of their polling was. That's your measure.
Points. Why did you think that was never a real race? Explain that.
Because Ohio's not a pink state. It's a red state. And
He didn't think it was real because he was saying Ryan never had a shot, and Ryan got well within shot
Has
range.
been since Trump won it, and everybody underestimated how big Trump was going to win. We had the number one poll in Ohio for Trump both times, and I just don't think it's really that much in play. I think it was much ado about nothing, and there's a lot of agendas at play to try to convince people that it was going to be tight. I never thought it was.
All right, so let me just give a recap for those who've just tuned in. These are stunning figures from the most reliable ever since Rasmussen sold his
Yes. Just so you know, J.D. Vance did not win by 10 points.
company. These are the guys we go to. It's Trafalgar.
As a matter of fact, hold on one second. I got to check. What the fuck? What happened there? Or did I click on something else? Hold on. I'm going to check something real quick. Since this ad pop came up. Let's see. Vance, Ryan, final. Whoops. Hold on one second. Let me try to do this. Vance, Ryan, final. News. There you go. Oh, not final debate. Stop it. The difference was, let's see, projects. Where's their... Trying to find the difference in the vote here. Red boosting parties to flip the chamber, blah, blah, blah. Okay, hold on, back up. Defeats in Ohio County. All right, I'm just going to grab this. Let's see. Ohio results. Okay, 53-46. So it, not bad. Like 9. That was pretty much dead on for theirs. Why was everything else so off? It's because they're set up in Ohio. That's why. Hold on. And it's weird because Ryan was winning like giant. He won like Franklin County by a margin of 32. Cuyahoga, Hamilton, which is Cincinnati, Summit, and Montgomery. But Vance just won all the small counties. That was it. Like Columbus went to Tim Ryan 66-34. Dayton went 50-49. Look at this. Look at this shit. It went bluish. It went bluer during this. Talk about this like haze pink shit. Toledo was the only one I think where Vance went up 58-42. And Cleveland. He won the North big cities. But here's Columbus 66-34. Dayton, Tim Ryan, Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati Vance won 66-34 in Claremont County. Hold on one second. Hamilton, there we go. Tim Ryan 57-43. Where's this? Yeah, he's winning all like the smaller. See these little counties? Vance is winning a lot of those. This was a story about like rural communities voting for redneck elegy.
How many times have we been told experts on COVID, experts on Brexit, experts on what's going to happen in the mid?
By the way, Brexit was completely fucked, was terrible. I mean, you can directly track the shit that the UK is in right now because of Brexit.
Terms.
And same thing with COVID. If you didn't get vaccinated, you're so much more likely to fucking die, including Republicans. Part of the, like, that whole thing about Bongholio was like, people moved out of state. They moved out of New York, and we gave up leverage there because people moved to Florida. You know what they also did? They also fucking died of COVID in mass.
They always get it wrong. I had one of the quote-unquote, best experts on my show 3 days before the election, and his predictions were totally out of whack. So yes, there's a lot of reevaluation we have to do, Neil, when it comes to who we judge to be experts.
Indeed.
Here's a fucking idea. How about the guy who was fucking right about the whole fucking thing? How about that? I'm dead serious, you fuckers. He's right about all this shit. All of it. Parkman? You mean Pac-Man? Did Pac-Man call it for Republicans? Really? I don't see fucking. If you're gonna reevaluate who the fucking is an expert, what have I been fucking wrong about on any major level? Fucking seriously. I watched this guy Al Sparks. He's right about everything. You fucking ain't right. Hobbs still holding a 30K lead in the latest update. I know, because she's going to fucking win. She's going to win. There's not enough votes out there, and she's not going to get, like, Carrie Lake's not going to get a split on it that's going to put her over the top. Fuck off. I'm a fucking 100% right. So if you're going to reassess and say who's a fucking expert, then I guess I fucking well qualify. If I'm fucking right about this shit, again and again and again and again and again, at some fucking stop. Jesus Christ, it's like when I get mad about what's on fucking Twitter. Like you gotta be a right nunt to get boosted on fucking Twitter, or they only like you if you're like, he was a Republican and he's finally realized he was wrong. It's like, oh, fucking what if you're never wrong? What if you were fucking right the whole fucking time? I mean, everybody likes a redemption story, but this is fucking ridiculous.
To move on a little bit, do you...
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you understand Mr.
English?
Trump's attitude to Mr. Ron DeSantis, who has to be said won by a landslide? Do you understand that apparent antipathy that's playing?
That apparent antipathy, besides the fact that he's got a fragile fucking ego made out of silly putty and broken glass.
Out at the moment.
And he keeps trying to bounce it and ends up with cut fingers.
Oh, completely. Utterly. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. He's an expert on this. Explain it to us.
So you have to understand that President Trump has received more votes than any other incumbent president in American history, 74 million votes.
But still got his ass kicked. What the fuck was that?
Last year.
Do a Brad accent from Snatch? Oh, you mean the... It's not English. It's not Irish. It's just, well, it's fucking pikey. Well, the horse is good. Anyways, get the fuck away from there. Look at this big fella. I bet you like the box. Look at the boxer. You stay till the fight's done. What? Like proper fuck?
Fake conservatives, we call them rhinos, Republicans.
Jesus Christ. Fake conservatives.
Name only.
Jack Dags. What? Dags. Oh, yeah. I like dogs. I like caravans more.
Have been constantly throwing him under the bus, saying his time is gone. He needs to get out of politics. It's done and dusted. And we need somebody new like Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, somebody new like Ron DeSantis. That's what we need.
And Ron, who would not have been the governor of Florida were it not for President Trump endorsing him and campaigning for him. Ron has refused to even comment on this idea that he...
Bastard. He won't come over and kiss his nuts? I mean, his ring? Why?
He is the new replacement for President Trump. So I was at Mar-a-Lago on Tuesday for the election.
What? Oh, man. And you just now got all the ketchup cleaned off you?
I was with President Trump, and he...
Yes, you were with him. And you knew him in the biblical sense.
He's just frustrated. I mean, the man who changed conservative politics...
Yes. Into a one-party rule, complete fucking collapse where they lost the House, the Senate, and the presidency? You mean that kind of change? Get the fuck out of here.
In a way we've never seen before. The man who is...
Like no one has ever seen before. No one has lost so much doing so little in so little time.
Seen more votes than any incumbent president is being jettisoned by the establishment. And Ron...
The establishment. Fucking everybody is like telling him to beat feet.
DeSantis is just a tool being exploited by the people who hate President Trump.
There you go. By the way, this asshole will be backing DeSantis in a fucking heartbeat if he thinks he has a shot at winning. Meanwhile, we'll just go back to this and call him a tool at the time. What do you think?
In the establishment, and he needs to step up and say, no, I'm grateful to Mr. Trump. I'd love to serve in his cabinet. But even if he runs against...
And you know what he means by that. He's got a little cabinet, doors that open up on his podium. Any further questions? Sorry.
President Trump, he needs to start being honest about his intentions. So he's a great, great governor for Florida, but he needs to comment about what the establishment is doing in terms of exploiting his popularity.
Yeah, this dude isn't buying it, Seb.
Seb, what's the atmosphere like where you are? And now?
Well, besides, I know it reeks of Trump farts because you try to bottle them every time you go visit.
Nationally, you know, what's the feeling? And as you're still in this liminal limbo, not knowing quite what's going to happen.
Yeah, not quite.
What's the feeling?
Don't you feel like a winner? Don't you feel like that red wave is exactly where I was? You like Dags?
Massive division. I mean, truly. I mean, we have an executive, we have a government that is using all the powers of the state to just politically persecute conservatives. We had a pro-life father of 7 who was arrested at his home 3 weeks ago
for assaulting someone
in front of his 7 children.
For assaulting someone.
For a misdemeanor charge.
A misdemeanor assault charge.
That had already been quashed by a lower court.
Quashed. Because he violated someone's federal civil rights in that assault. So that's why the feds came and knocked. Because the locals let it slide, and that's not how the country works.
24 FBI agents with loaded rifles appeared at his house.
Did you check? Are you sure they were loaded? Did you feel each one? What were they loaded with? Marzipan?
House, pointed the weapons at his wife as his children were screaming, "Don't take our daddy." We still have people in prison since.
Why did they point the weapons at his wife? What was his wife doing? Why wouldn't she move away from the drawer with her hand in it? You know how that's how this works, right?
It's the January 6 riots, who have yet to be arraigned before a judge. That's almost 2 years since they were arrested. So there's significant worry that we have one party.
Bullshit. There's not a single one of them that hasn't had a bail hearing or an arraignment.
In power for the time being.
It's just a lie. He just lying and assumes the guy's out of the country, so it won't
that
matter.
Is radicalized and out of control.
Okay, that's it. Britain's news channel. It's great. They're fucking great. Okay, one last run, and then I gotta go because it's Monday night, and I can only gloat so much in one evening. Forget about. Look at this. If you want more proof that these fuckers have just counted the loss and blown it off. Here it is. The mess. Forget about 2024. Let's focus on our House and Senate leaders. This has got to be an attack on rhinos, right? Is that what this is? Hold on.
Perhaps somewhat unexpected.
Hold on. By the way, he was one of the people they would qualify as an expert who was completely fucking wrong.
There's a very interesting and perhaps somewhat unexpected challenge to both McCarthy's leadership, Kevin McCarthy's leadership in the House.
Or lack thereof.
And Mitch McConnell's in the Senate.
Or lack thereof. You mean minority leadership, but sure.
Now, the House is almost certainly going to be in the hands of the GOP. There is some races still undecided, but Republicans are.
Wait, there are some racists still undecided? I would have thought they would have just voted for the Republican and moved on. Kidding, he said racist.
Ahead of the Democrats substantially and should be able to get to the majority fairly easily. So McCarthy is almost certainly going to be the Speaker of the House.
His own house, maybe. He can speak in his own house. I think it would be the greatest 3 weeks of his life.
Or at least the Republicans will have a chance to choose a speaker. Now,
yeah, at least they'll definitely choose him because they've been talking a real good game around him lately. It's been beautiful to watch.
McCarthy has always this guy is like a frat boy. I mean, he basically.
And you say that like it's a bad thing?
Basically has got everyone in his pocket. They're all his buddies. They like to go, eat steak with him and have a glass of wine. So he's been able.
Eat steak and have a glass of wine? What are they, vampires or?
Able to kind of glass.
Real Housewives, like Kevin, want to be leader again? This is fabulous. Give me a loaded baked potato and get the fuck out of here. I don't talk to the help.
And his way to the leadership. And there's no doubt that he does have those personal qualities of affability and, you know, everybody likes Kevin McCarthy.
This is the moment when we all realize that the mess has no friends.
But we're in a little bit of a precarious situation. And if you agree that we are in, let's call it Cold War combat mode, then we actually...
You're not in Cold War combat mode, fucko. What do you think this is like? This is spy work time? It's all gonna be silencers and dropping down on ropes.
We need a combat general. And I think...
We need a combat general. Well, nothing says hyper-masculine combat general like Kevin McCarthy. I mean, you could go for somebody who really comes across as, you know, a buff Marine steroid user like, I don't know, Devin Nunes.
Republicans are beginning to realize this. I'm not saying they're going to be able to prevent McCarthy from getting the leadership, because as far as I can see, there's nobody else. Perhaps Jim Jordan, who has the ability to run toe-to-toe with McCarthy and maybe give him a race. And these positions are really...
Why would you run toe-to-toe? Is Jim Jordan running backwards? Which one is Ginger Rogers? Toe-to-toe is a fight term, stupid.
Really important, because when you come in as an elected congressman or a senator, in a sense, you're almost giving up your power to your leader, because your leader then controls...
No, you're not. Tell that to fucking Manchin and Cinema. What the fuck are you talking
Committees,
about?
controls appointments, controls the agenda, decide what bills advance, and so on. So this is a very important decision. And
yeah, but you're not giving up your power to them.
I think that the Freedom Caucus, by the way...
Also, by the way, can we just be abundantly clear? Part of what's going on here is this fuckhead is laying blame at speakers past and speakers present for the fact that the Jim Jordans of the world and the Marjorie Taylor Greens don't write fucking bills and put them forward that have a goddamn chance to go or even qualify as laws and don't get voted on. So I'd write it and I'd do the thing, but it would never make it, so why bother?
Marjorie.
The Maricopa drop is happening soon. Awesome. Let me know if it happens. Somebody pay attention. Watch with the other eye.
Taylor Greene is in there. Matt Gaetz is in there. So these
Gaetz. Nobody cares.
are people who might be able to exercise leverage on McCarthy and basically say, listen, no doubt.
Yes, if they're like leg wrestling. I understand.
Democrats going to vote for you. You need the Republicans to kind of line up behind you. But we're not going to unless we get certain agreements, concessions.
Yeah, this sounds like a healthy exchange going on. This is exactly the conversation you want to have right as you're almost not going to take over.
And specific authorizations from you now in advance. On the Senate side, and this is perhaps even a bigger surprise, McConnell, as we know, is someone who values, he insists upon loyalty. I think...
Unlike Trump, what the fuck? Thank you, Treva.
The big reason that he's been...
By the way, thank you guys for the super chats. Don't forget, thumbs up on your way out. This will be our last clip, I promise, and then I'll be back tomorrow.
Backing Lisa Murkowski is not because McConnell is, a Lisa Murkowski-style rhino. McConnell himself is more conservative than Lisa Murkowski. His voting record is far to the right of Murkowski's, but he really likes Murkowski. Why is that?
Because she can win, in theory?
Because Murkowski is a McConnellite. She's basically in McConnell's camp. She's somebody who will...
Right, which if they were in power, if they had garnered control over time and they had, this is all Trump ever does. If you don't kiss my ass, you don't get in. And somehow it's bad when McConnell does it. Like, it used to be a sign of oh man, he's savvy. Fucking 10th level chess, this fucking dude. He's playing 9D chess.
In the end, always do what McConnell says.
Dale.
Now, this has benefits because, you know what? Big Supreme Court appointment.
Right. The only wins that have any permanence from the Trump era are McConnell. 100% McConnell. The tax break, which he keeps selling, and the fucking Supreme Court. But it was all McConnell. They'd already drafted that fucking thing up. All Trump had to do was sign it. Nothing Trump ran on. I mean, he ran on getting us out of Afghanistan. Nope. No healthcare plan. Nope. No, like nothing. The fuck, Mexico didn't pay for the wall.
Lisa Murkowski is like, I don't know. Mitch McConnell's like, remember, you're a McConnellite. In the
A McConnellite.
end, you have to come through for me. And Lisa Murkowski is like, yes, sir.
Which is good for Republicans and why they have more SCOTUS than they should.
So McConnell loves this, and it has a policy benefit, as I say.
To Republicans, right.
Kelly Tshibaka, as far as McConnell is concerned, is not a McConnellite. She's kind of a Trumpster. So she might not, march to McConnell's drum. So this is McConnell's problem. Well,
yes, and if she got in there and split with him, they wouldn't have a unified Republican Party, and then other people would have to break with her. And if they broke with her, that against McConnell, the other direction, they might side with the Republicans and shut shit down. He doesn't need a trifurcated fucking party.
As it turns out,
I don't even like the fucking dude. I'm not even defending it. But you'd be stupid not to understand the tactics in this.
Just in the last couple of days, it started out, I think it started out with, I don't know if it started out with Rubio or with Hawley. I believe it was Josh Hawley.
Probably.
Who came out and said, basically, we have to hit the pause button on the Senate leadership. He wasn't saying I'm not voting for McConnell. His point was I'm not voting for McConnell now. Let's wait and see. We'll see what happens in the...
Dude, the only reason he could say that is because they lost the fucking Senate.
Georgia runoffs. We'll see if we have
Huey Lewis and the McConnellites.
The majority. Herschel Walker, obviously, if he wins, would join that majority.
Boring.
And
nope.
Then Rubio comes out, says exactly the same thing. And now Ted Cruz comes out, says exactly the same thing.
Oh my God. It's the Three Stooges of fake machismo.
So now...
Yeah, pass the roids.
There we go. These are three influential senators. I mean...
Yes, they're legends in their own mind.
Think about it. Ted Cruz is representing Texas.
Is he? Texas? What the fuck are you doing? The fuck? What's this cowboy shit and hyper-masculine horseback riding and all this fucking stuff? And you send Mr. Ted Cruz with his fucking weird G.H.W. Bush voice and his weird, fat Wolverine look. That's Texas? The fuck? There's not a dude in that state that... I don't understand.
Rubio, Florida.
I honestly don't. I don't know what the hell.
Josh Hawley, Missouri. So others probably feel the same way, even if they haven't come out publicly. So all of this, it seems to me, is that while before the midterms, McConnell and McCarthy were probably thinking, we got this wrapped up.
Dude, you thought that.
This is a done deal. We're in for sure. We've got enough people who are sort of in our back pocket. We don't.
Dude, you thought, no, they thought they were going to have abject control. They thought they were going to have 40 seats in the fucking House.
Don't have to worry about.
They thought they were going to win the Senate by 6 seats. Get the
any
fuck
of
out of
this.
here.
But now it seems that they do. And I think this is a very healthy thing. Why? Because leadership needs to be earned.
That's
this
right.
idea that you...
Yes, trial by stone. Gelfling. Skexes make peace.
You somehow automatically have it because you're like the nicest guy.
Trial by stone. That's what they're talking about.
Around the block, or you've bought more dinners for everybody else. That's not going to cut it anymore.
Anymore? I'm sorry, you've been rooting for it all this time, and that's what was running it? You bought more dinners than everyone else? This fucker was running interference for a party based on who bought the most dinners.
As I say, we're in a mode where we need people who are going to get things done.
Why start now?
Only, look, it may be that we are in the minority.
Yes, that was a Dark Crystal reference. Thanks for spotting it, Jeffrey. Gelfling. Hold on. Wouldn't that be cool if... Hold on one second. I doubt this is a possibility, but we'll see. Nope. Nope. Gonna have to make one. Sorry. Okay, here we go. They don't have a. I don't have a dark crystal Skeksis mask. It's coming. Oh, it's coming.
And if we're in the minority, our job is block and tackle. And if we're in the majority, our job is investigations, impeachments.
Stuff the American people, the stuff that will make people's kitchen tables food cheaper and put gas in their tank.
Moving the ball forward.
Oh, the ball. I didn't realize you were going to move the ball forward. The Move the Ball Forward Act of 2023. Is that what you're talking about? Well, sign me up.
On a regular basis.
Oh, okay. So you'll have to update it every year. Obviously, you can't just pass the giant Move the Ball Forward Act of 2023. You're obviously going to have some changes to the bill. You're going to have to keep it going. It's like, Social Security or something. You're going to have to tweak it over the decades.
And we need leaders who are in that mode, not leaders who are there to kind of just...
buy everybody dinner.
Warm the benches, as they say. Pass the time.
Yeah, that's what the leaders are always trying to do. Just hey, everybody, just sit down. Why? What are we gonna? Just trust me, okay? What is it? Don't fire until you see the whites of their eyes, kind of boss. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's just don't fire ever. Just sit there. Just sit back.
Wait for the next election so that we're just sort of the custodians of the country doing nothing.
Oh, you mean the party of no shit?
And our argument for ourselves is just that, well, we're not doing any harm, are we?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's the Hippocratic Oath. That's what Republicans do every time. They go, as long as we're not doing any harm. Shut the fuck up.
Not doing what the Democrats would do, are we? We're not ruining the place, are we?
Jesus.
Well, that's not sufficient anymore.
No, it's not going to work anymore.
And
no, it's not. It's not going to.
So I think this message it's.
Yeah, you know what? They got to start moving their stuff forward. They got to move the ball down the field. They got to go toe to toe with each other while they're running in the marathon of life and other analogies.
It's percolating.
Tip of the spear, armor-piercing shell.
Upward. It's coming from the base.
Rip Portland.
It's then hitting the elected and in many cases newly elected congressmen, congresswomen, and newly elected senators.
And buying them dinner.
And they are now taking it up to the leadership level and saying, listen, we need...
I would like a loaded baked potato with my steak, and I don't drink wine. I'd like a beer. And
need to be convinced that this is the right team.
Really? That they don't have those kind of conversations on the right ever? What kind of stupid, ham-handed, idiotic organization you're running over there? What the fuck? Is it just Rubber Stamp City over there? Is it really? I'm dead serious. Is this how the Republicans run shit? Look, don't. But should he really be? A word comes down. Where from? Who cares? Somebody says somebody's going to be the leader. It usually shows up. Whatever Sean Hannity says, we vote on that. Oh, okay. All right. Cool. And then what? We wait for what? The next election. And this, we've been doing this for how long? The Republican Party does this. Basically, it's the safest path we've come up with since Lincoln died.
And the most aggressive team going forward.
Yes, aggression is the important part. Well, guys, oops, hold on. I'm not ready to leave yet. I will see you guys tomorrow.
And then
I'm hoping
you've heard about the staggering number of big lie candidates who were on the ballot this midterm.
Yeah, and they lost, and I don't want to hear about it. And I love you, Ali Velshi, who just came on my screen as a fill-in thing. And I love you, Ali. You're a very sweet guy, but you were wrongity, soupity, doopity wrong, and you're wrong. Hobbs, Arizona vote dump numbers. Hobbs, baby. Hold on one second. Is that what we're feeling? Is that what's happening? Are we getting it on the way out? Be aggressive. Be aggressive. PEAGERESSIV. I don't like the sudden change. What happened? Sorry. Carrie Lake loses by live. ABC 15 live on Facebook. Maricopa. There's gonna set. Hold on one second. Let me grab this real quick. We're gonna bring. Whoops. I'm gonna bring this over here.
Trafalgar.
Shut up. Trafalgar. Shut up. Cause keep on gloating. That sounds like a Three Dog Night song. We're gonna keep on gloating. All right. Face some more. Okay, hold on. Lake Hobbs Let's see what's happening. Come on, Governor Arizona on the live updates. Here we go. Currently, let's see, coming in. Kornacki's saying, Kornacki cam. Let's see if we can find a Kornacki cam. Let's see. Live. Kornacki cam is coming in live. It's November 8th. Okay, where we go? Yeah, this is back. Okay. I got somebody on Twitter calling it the Kornacki cam. Let's see. Come on now. What are we getting? Hobbs is leading by 20,000. Okay, that's cool. So she shaved some off during that dump, but not enough. Told ya. Told ya. Let's see what the they're in. Okay, hold on one second. Here we go. Here we go. And gonna bring this in. It's coming in a second. I got an ad running. Give me 1 second. 74,744, 754 Lake. Okay. 783 Hobbs, 744, 753. Yeah, it's gonna be. Come on. Come on. Up 20,401. Excellent. Hold on 1 second. As soon as this clears and we get out of the ad that's coming out, I will go to this guy. Live. Get out of here. Okay, here we go.
The first bets are 51% earlier this week, but she needs more than that to erase the kind of deficit that she faces here against Katie Hobbs. And we can also show you Hobbs leading, by nearly a point statewide, 2481. We also have been monitoring that close race for Attorney General, the other outstanding race in the state. And you can see here, we're still waiting on the waiting on the Maricopa update to populate in there. But you can see this is the big news here we've been waiting for all hour. Been a lot of anticipation for this all day, frankly, in both parties, because this governor's race in many ways so dependent on what those Maricopa County numbers look like. And you could see 57% is what Kari Lake gets out of that final big batch. It pulls her a little closer, but she's still more than 20,000 votes behind Katie Hobbs in this race.
Yep. And that's almost
so we're still waiting for that
Biden
populating
won the state
in the Attorney General race.
I think it's now in.
It doesn't look.
There it is.
Oh, wow. So that gets, but Chris Mays is still up in that race.
Still up. And that's a range where if you're Kari Lake, you might, if Kari Lake were facing a 4,100 vote deficit right now, you could perhaps see from some of these rural areas, from some of these outstanding areas, that's where she was hoping to get. And I think it's where, if not ahead, within striking distance. But 20,000 is a whole different ballgame than 4,400.
So this right now, we've got at this late hour, and this is one of the maybe the quintessential.
Oh my God. Who screamed in the background?
Swing state in the U.S. right now, right? A 10,000 vote margin for Joe Biden. A popular Republican governor who won last time easily, right? Doug Ducey. This right now is a loss, a called race loss for Republicans in their Senate race, a called race loss in Secretary of State race, a gubernatorial candidate who now is down 20,000 votes and has a hard time, and an attorney general who's also down 4,000 votes, although maybe within spitting distance, depending on what vote is out there. But right now, we step back, looking at the slate fielded by the Republican Party of Arizona, it doesn't look like a particularly successful slate.
Really? Whatever gave you that idea?
Well, I mean,
besides, I said so.
Certainly. I mean, there's the possibility here, if Hobbs does hang on here,
she's going to.
3 of the 4 that have lost from this Republican slate. And then, this attorney general's race, obviously, as we just showed you, is extremely tight here. So Republicans, I think, would. Now, the one thing is when you look at the 2024 angle on this in terms of election certification in 2024, in Arizona, all 4 of these statewide elected officials need to sign off on a state certification. So Hamadeh is still very much in the attorney general's race if he were to vault past Mays. That's a huge if, because Mays still has some places where she could rack up more votes here. So she could certainly protect that lead she has. It's a much slimmer lead for the Democrats in the attorney general's race than the governor's race, where it's north of 20,000 votes right now. But yeah, there's the possibility here that all four of those Trump-aligned candidates could lose this race in Arizona.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's a good way to end Monday's episode of Gloatfest 2022. I agree, don't you? Did you have a good time? Did you enjoy yourself? Are you being happy? Come on. Are you? Did I tell you? And do I stand by what I said? Do you see me doing this rollback? Well, it was people were saying, and we all thought, and experts told us, and I guess I got no. I told you what I told you, and I stick with it. I'll do that even when I'm wrong, however rare that is. I haven't had much experience with it, but if it happens, it's bound to. I will stand by that. So much love to you guys. Take care of yourself. I will see you guys tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to try and have our lovely friends at Crooks and Liars come on the Wednesday morning show. So I'm going to try. I've been trying to have more guests, and you guys are liking it. So if you like that, give it a thumbs up, support the show, and I will see you guys soon. Maybe I'll, if I get more of these like hours, I'll put them out as like, audio podcasts, because since I can't, the way I do audio on these things, I can't play clips that, visually or anything and show them stuff. They kind of wouldn't see it right to get the right reaction. So until I fix that, it's audio only pretty much anyway. So, anyways, I'm just going to throw that out there. It's a possibility. Take care of yourself. Take care of somebody else. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And if there's a show out there, on Twitch, I'll do a raid. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging in there with me, and thank you for thanks for your faith. Thanks for you guys listening. When I said this stuff, and I know it made a lot of you guys nervous. I know it made a lot of you guys, worry about stuff. And I know Midas Touch is up right now, so I can send you guys over to Midas Touch for a raid. Tell them I said hi. Send my love to Midas Touch. Tell them to have me on again, so that they can at least have someone who is right all the time on there at least once. Anyways, much love to you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, take care of yourself. Take care of somebody else. And okay, bye.